Yeah, let's get it going. Your boy G Bush is back ready to go in the barbershop, 9 o'clock. We got to get it popping today, man. We got some. This is one of them shows where this is a very heavy audio visual show. It's gonna be one of them shows where I'm not gonna do I'm not gonna talk you under a bridge, because sometimes when you got to talk to some people, people sometimes be like, "Oh my gosh, you are the one who's just trying to sell us on this. It's you that has the problem, G. Bush. It's you, and you're doing this." Nah, we're not even gonna do that today. I'm gonna give you the receipts, man. See, this is the way I gotta break it down for y'all, because there's a lot of times where you just don't believe me. I'm just a little old defensive tackle from a MAC school. So sometimes when I tell people certain things, they can't really discredit you and say you didn't play before. They can't really say that you ain't putting no the time, energy, and effort into it because you're breaking down film. They really can't say that you don't know what you're talking to or you're not connected, because there's countless. I got dozens of guys that I grew up with, played with, met as connections in this industry that are Hall of Famers, that are Hall of Famers in high school, Hall of Famers in college, pro players, all the above. I throw those out there, and I'm not doing that to name drop. What I'm just saying to you is always, you don't got to take my word for it. I'll bring some people and just let you hear what they got to say, and you'll see if you're going to make the determination. Right now, Dylan Gabriel, he's not playing that well. And that determination is not based on my affinity or the clicks. I'm doing something for clicks. Well, nah, see, this is one of them episodes where you was just going to be like, you know what? I can't stand G. Bush. I thought I had him again, but he done squirmed out of this one. I thought I had him again. I thought, you know what? I thought my narratives were strong. I thought I had him. You ain't had nothing, bro. We got the receipts today. It's going to be one of them. Buckle up, boys and girls, because don't take my word for it. Dylan Gabriel got a couple days left. I'm going to let you know why in this episode. Reps, first team reps. Don't take my word for the first team reps. This saga is thickening for the first team reps. We'll get to that too as well. And I'll give you a timetable for when I think there might be some changes on the horizon. But like always, I bring the receipts so you can figure that out yourself. It's your boy G. Bush right back here in the morning in the barbershop. Let's get it popping. Oh, yes. Get your coffee ready. Boom. Get your coffee, your tea, your whatever you got, whatever you doing, get your strong coffee, because this is one of them shows today. I need you to dial in, get your earplugs ready to go. I need you to get your thinking caps on. This is a thinking man show. Today, I give you visuals. Today, I give you my thesis statement. Today, we go through why I believe that it could be coming up really close. This Patriot game is big time. This Patriot game coming up tomorrow is a big part of how this season rolls and moves. Now, today we go through Dylan Gabriel, and a lot of people been talking. As I said, a lot of people been talking, and they want to make it like there's a narrative out there that you're rushing Dylan Gabriel off the sticks, that you're not being fair to Dylan. I keep hearing the word fair, but let me just tell you this. There is no such thing as fair when it comes to this, because you fooled me once, shame on me. Fool me once, in the word of the great George Bush, you can't fool me again. And this is factual. Let's get down to it. When Shedeur Sanders played the first game, and he played well, and he threw the ball between double coverage, triple coverage, and did whatever he needed to do, multiple big plays, the collective world, people that just were into it, people that were fed propaganda, people for whatever reason that didn't like Shedeur Sanders, that was preseason. It doesn't count. That don't really matter. I don't care. I don't watch preseason games. I don't watch preseason. He has to do that in the game. I don't watch preseason. But meanwhile, every throw that Pickett threw, money bags. Every throw that Dylan Gabriel threw, oh, this is great progress. Every throw that Joe Flacco threw, oh, this is come to the second game. Come to the second game. All of a sudden, oh, Dylan Gabriel gets an opportunity against Eagles. He didn't play well. All of a sudden, well, the Cleveland Browns, they put him in a position where they trust him more. I had people writing articles. They trust him more because actually they put him in more difficult, empty sets, and they threw. Bro, you had a pick and a turnover, right? But that was cool. Shedeur Sanders took some sacks, right? Against the Rams with the guys that's playing for Giant Eagle playing for the grocery store league. Guys that's going back to get their masters right now. Not in the league. He took 5 sacks. Documented. Well, this is the reason he went in the 5th round pick. This is the reason he's not playing. They should get rid of him. Okay, cool. So we know that you're not being honest about the game plan because you're not being honest in general. All this, well, we don't want to be unfair to people. Bro, you was unfair the whole offseason. You still being unfair. Right now, we'll talk about Dylan Gabriel. We don't want to fast forward. We got to give him his whole portion. We don't want to make sure that, we got to be fair. But then in the very same breath, you say, well, I mean, you give Dylan time, but when Shedeur gets in this last 4 games, they're going to, whatever that happens, they're going to still draft a quarterback, in 26. They do it every single time. You want me to be patient here, but in the very next breath, before Shedeur even plays, it's, we're drafting a quarterback anyway. I'm confused. It's, you got sacked 5 times in a game that didn't count with linemen that are horrible, but now you got starting linemen. Now you play with the first team. You've been getting reps since day 1, but you took 6 sacks against Pittsburgh, and that is not your issue? Ain't no problem? Okay. So let's just be clear. It ain't never going to be intellectually honest because people will do these mental gymnastics. And by the way, the reason I am the way I am is because when I tell Shedeur like this, I feel like low-key I'll be sitting there talking to him. See, what y'all don't understand is I lived in this area. I understand the Browns fan base intimately. So when you guys are confused about what they're doing, I'm not confused about what they're doing. They've been doing this forever. So when I'll be speaking directly to you. Hey, dog, here's what you need to do. A lot of people say, G. Bush, why you be? No, I'm speaking directly to him. I'm trying to tell him how these folks operate. You may not understand it because you ain't been in the game in this messing around with these Browns folks all the time. I'm gonna tell you how they move, and I'm telling Shedeur Sanders, if you think you're gonna get the same fair shake as Dylan Gabriel, do not be confused. And by the way, I'm not the only person saying it. And so today there's a bunch of people that want to tell me, it's just you and you guys are the conspiracy theorists and you got, we're going to show you today it's just not the conspiracy theorists. These is top people. It's just G. Bush and he's pandering to those guys for clicks. Well, here's these clicks and they all coming from other people besides G. Bush. Discredit them. I'm going to give you receipts from all these other folks. Brody's bottom line. Kevin, don't like Shedeur. Let's just keep it 100. Well, a Browns former first-round pick and legend said the same thing. I got the audio. Enough about me setting this up. Enough about me setting this up. Let's get to this. Joe McKnight, Johnny Unitas Golden Arm, remember, not need any first-team reps to succeed. It would be a movie. Can't wait. Don't get mad at me. It's all on tape. I'm just letting you know. Don't get sad at me. I'm just telling you what I saw. And unlike everybody else, I don't do narrative-based content. I just show you the receipts. Let's get right off into it. I know this is a little heavy for some people. Let me get my coffee together. I know it's a little heavy early in the morning. You say, dang, this G. Bush, he be here about 9:30, 9:45. He ain't got the nerve. He got the nerve to be ready to go at 9:12. He got the nerve to be ready to go. This going to hit different. Get ready and sit down and get ready. This going to hit different. I'm telling you this. Don't get mad at G. Bush. Other people said it. Some of your favorites said it. I didn't say it. Let's get to it. I ain't even going to wait through them. You tell your brothers and sisters, your brethren, those who came in a little late. Oh, Khalil, bring that back. Oh, Khalil, you know too? Oh. Okay, let's cook. Let's cook. Let me see which one I want. I got multiples. Let me throw this up here. Matter of fact, let me know if you can hear this. I boosted the levels because I wanted to be crystal clear for y'all. Let me know. Rosie's going to be monitoring the levels, but give me a 1 in the chat if you can hear this loud and clear, because I need y'all to hear this. Here we go.
He was 13 of 18 for 116 yards. What did you think of?
By the way, this is courtesy of Brown's Film Breakdown. It's also courtesy Sports for CLE. Make sure you check those guys out. I'm on there every single Friday. Make sure you go download and subscribe to the channel. This is also courtesy of 92.3 The Fan, courtesy of ESPN as well. Thank you guys for. Make sure you go check those guys out. Here we go. Let me start it over so everybody got it.
He was 13 of 18 for 116 yards. What did you think of Gabriel? I mean, it's kind of the phone booth offense. You know, and you're not going to win many games in the NFL like that.
But you don't have to take my word for it.
Yeah, I think for the most part, I would just describe his performance as fine. The problem is there are a number of plays I felt like that were out there that he didn't make. The first drive where they got in the red zone, 3rd down, I think Kevin Stefanski dialed up a really nice play where they ran a rub concept where Jerry Jeudy sort of runs in breaking route. He gets decked. Jerome Ford out of the backfield is wide open. And
they ran this mesh down at the goal line, and usually your first read on this mesh return concept, teams like to run mesh where they will take those 2 outside receivers and run them on shallows. So they'll run them across the field. Sometimes, though, when you have that tendency to do that, you put them on return routes. So DBs start to cheat over the top to get there for the routes that are run, those mesh routes across the field. So they'll return route run with them, and then you'll run the back on a sideline route called a rail route. And if you identify that it's man coverage and the guy inside is chasing the rail route, you got to throw it. You got to be ready to throw that to the back if it's man coverage. And he just never saw it there. So there are several examples across the game where I'm taking folks through like, hey, these are the issues I'm seeing. He's not reading it the way it should be read. He's missing open opportunities. And like, if you get a clean quarterback game in that game, it's not hard to see the Browns approaching like 45 or 50 points. I mean, there are just points left on the field from the passing game in this one.
That's a missed opportunity. But those are the type of plays they need to be able to hit because they're wide open, they're scripted for you, and they're there to be had.
But you don't have to take my word for
it. Okay, they took it away. Oh, this is just a bad ball by him. That's a touchdown.
See?
He missed. That's what's that? That's what 3-4 misses we talk.
Yeah, we showing the misses. You know, look right here. This is as wide as open as they gonna get, and he missed this one.
That's a layup.
That's a finish your breakfast.
Yeah, that's a layup right there. That's inexcusable. That one's inexcusable. There's no excuse. He missed.
So that's 2. We had to count him up. Now remember, he missed on a David Njoku bootleg that could have put that on ice. He just sails it.
Yeah,
that sails it.
That's for sure.
Watch this play. He's going to want this back. It's a simple boot. That was it. That was game. You say, what do you mean, G. Bush? How did that one throw cost you the game? At this point, you put yourself, if you go up 10 points here, they are done. You could milk the clock here, get it all the way down the way he's running. If you put this ball and you throw him this football right here out in front where he can catch and run, Dylan Gabriel, he done played a lot of football games. Watch his reaction. He knows it too.
I also had some questions with Dylan Gabriel in terms of his awareness.
Here is an example of just kind of not processing man-shaded coverage underneath. This ball is as clearly interceptable as any football he's thrown this year that just goes right through the DB's hands for some reason.
Now listen, don't take G. Bush's word for it. These is other folks. I need the same clown conspiracy theory talk with this. See, that's the difference between me and y'all. I didn't say it. They said it. Discredit them. I mean, I'm giving you now. This is why you got to come with audio visuals. This is the reason why I just refuse to talk to people, because if people don't see it, it didn't happen. If people don't see it, it didn't happen. So this might not be for everybody, because this is showing you the way the sausage is made. This is showing you, oh, maybe G. Bush isn't out here railing on Dylan Gabriel. The fact of the matter is, I never said nothing about Dylan Gabriel's character. I never said nothing about him being a human being. I never said anything about his readiness. I've never said anything about his processing. All I told you was I don't believe Dylan Gabriel is a franchise quarterback based on the tape that I'm showing you right now. And other people have seen it. And these guys break down tape too. And me and these guys have argued back and forth too about the opportunities that Dylan Gabriel had. See, the thing is, you think you're going to bait me into a conversation about whether it's Shedeur Sanders. I'm not even talking about Shedeur Sanders. I'm basing everything I'm saying based on the way Dylan Gabriel is playing on the football field. And you told us it was processor. But look at what we've already talked about in this short film. Lack of processing, awareness. Those are tropes. I've always told people this. People use these slang words and tropes and different buzzwords, and they do it in juxtaposition of somebody else. So it makes you look good. If Dylan Gabriel's a supercomputer, Shedeur Sanders ain't ready. If Dylan Gabriel came from an offense in Oregon that wasn't a pro-style offense, then they turn around and say Shedeur Sanders didn't even play in an offense that was even predicated to the NFL. How you gonna say that? When you know who his offensive coordinator is? But the problem is you think that somebody's gonna take your word, who we've already seen is not trustworthy when it comes to you just calling it what it is, because you sitting there trying to tell me that, oh, Shedeur's gonna get the same level of opportunity. I mean, I'm not gonna call for him to come out of the game if he play liars. You did it after one game in a preseason game. You've already showed your hand. You've already showed your hand when you said they should get rid of him and cut him and play Bailey Zappi. You've already showed your hand when you flipped out when Joe Flacco got traded and he was the backup quarterback. You showed your hand. I'm not listening to it no more. Now let's continue down the yellow brick road. It's 1,900 people in here. Hit the like button, but don't take G. Bush's word for it. These is your people. These your people who said this. Let's continue.
There's certain situations where I'm starting to get a little bit discouraged with what I'm seeing from Dylan Gabriel in terms of just the elements that he was supposed to bring to the table. But you do want to see some growth in these areas, and the areas where he's supposed to be effective. He's supposed to be smart. He's supposed to be a good processor.
Browns offensive coordinator Tommy Rees with his thoughts on improving the downfield passing game with Dylan Gabriel.
We just got to trust it. We got to put him in the right spots to, see the coverage, trust what he's seeing, let it go.
This is like Frozen. Let it go. Let it go. He got to trust what he see. You talking frozen now? I thought supercomputers, I calculate a over shoulder throw right now. DG 2021 Skynet, best computer of all time. I see man open throw touchdown. Dylan Gabriel supercomputer 35,000 Intel Pentium processor. Now you telling me he ain't letting it go? After all that computer talk, after all that TI-86 talk, after all of that, you just made him, after you said he was an engineer at MIT, he got his undergrad in aerospace dynamics, all of that, and now you telling me he got to trust what he see? Just let it go? I think it's funny. I don't think it's funny because I didn't say this. G. Bush didn't say it. Offensive coordinator Tommy Rees did. Now you call him a hater. You call him, is he doing it for clicks too? Huh? I didn't know he had a computer that he needed clicks for. Supercomputer DG 5000. I throw ball on time all the time. I am a computer.
That starts with us as coaches. We got to put him in the right positions. We got to put him in the right positions during the week to make sure he has confidence in those plays. And then, he's throughout camp, throughout the preseason, he was not trigger shy on that stuff. I still don't think he is.
He caught himself. He said throughout camp, I don't think he was trigger shy on that stuff. He wasn't. See, there's a difference between metaphors and real rap. You can look good and do all that nice, cool, little cute stuff in practice, but when you get in them games and them real bullets start flying, you out here looking crazy. By the way, Zapp and Roger coming up with computer love and predicting online dating is the wildest thing I've ever heard. That's 79, 80, 81. Listen, the fact that he had that, come on now. But your coach told you, Tommy Rees said, oh, he caught it. So I don't think he still is, that ain't what I'm saying. Now bring that back. I'm talking too much. I want to hear what I want you to say. Look, maybe Tommy Rees is saying the truth for clicks too. Maybe he just wants Shedeur. Maybe his people got a Shedeur Sanders 12 jersey as well. Let me see what Tommy Rees say. Don't take G. Bush's word for it.
We just got to trust it. We got to put him in the right spots to see the coverage, trust what he's seeing, let it go. That starts with us as coaches. We got to put him in the right positions. We got to put him in the right positions during the week to make sure he has confidence in those plays. And then, he's throughout camp, throughout the preseason, he was not trigger shy on that stuff. I still don't think he is. We just got to give him the right looks and make sure that we're preparing him to trust those things and see him and let him go.
Like there was one situation where Quinshon Judkins seemingly was open down the sideline, and Dylan Gabriel just sort of rolled and just kept running with it. Those are plays you want to see him make, and he's not pulling the trigger there.
2 deep, 5 under. I don't love throwing into the chaos of the middle, even though I'm recognizing there's an answer here with a clean vision to throw to him, and you'll see another one. But if this corner, if neither of these two guys chase the rail route, guys, nobody's going with it, and this is your left side read, flip it to the running back. This is your process of elimination, right?
This is courtesy of Brown's Film Breakdown. If you want to watch a really good breakdown, go check out Jake Burns, Brown's Film Breakdown. They do a good job. They do this. See, I do a couple little breakdowns. I give you the if you want the nitty gritty, make sure you go check them out. Brown's Film Breakdown. They do a good job over there. Jake breaks down all these games. This was one of his better videos because he really got into the nitty gritty of why it is this is a problem. Make sure you go check that out.
And as you roll out, Dylan, you're looking at it right here. He's looking at it. His helmet tells me he sees him. What are we doing? He's still open. Still open. Still open. What are we doing? He's looked at it. He's had to see him. We run for 4 yards instead of giving him the football right here and probably making a move and getting into the end zone. And if not, it's at least a 9-10 yard gain. This is rough. Young quarterbacks I don't mind them missing because pressure distracts them. There's no pressure here. There's no pressure. Everything is taken away.
This is why this is important. Is because if you don't show people, it never happened. Joe or Dan or Mike or Larry or Jennifer or Sarah or Tony, they at home with a beer, getting nachos and chips and dip between quarters and halves and plays. And they're going to tell you, oh, you just said he's playing back because you just want the next guy to play. No, here's what we're going to do. We're going to give you other people. Don't pay attention to G. Bush. I wouldn't want you to get really sidetracked by what's going on the football field. I wouldn't get sidetracked by what's going on in the football field. I'm basing this on one person's play, not somebody else that's sitting behind him. Strictly. Let's continue. Watch how exasperated his voice is. Huh?
Middle of the field. You're looking at it right now. You see the eyes are going in the direction of the player that Miami has blown the coverage on. Again, he looks at it again right here. He has to be looking at it right. I don't know what we're doing.
If you've watched a lot of Dillon Gabriel, especially in college, you're going to recognize from his game that aren't really the greatest, right? The tunnel vision, specifically when he breaks out the pocket, he has this tendency to break the pocket. He will look at one guy, and if that guy's not open, he's going to run, right? And he's not going to survey the field. It wasn't really a strength of his in college. It's not going to be a strength of his in the NFL.
Now, hold on now. That wasn't G. Bush that said it. Now, hold on now. Now, Rosie, I know that I didn't say that, did I? No, I didn't. Okay, I had to wonder. Now, when I say it, it's maybe I don't know how many clicks they think it. I don't know how many clicks that people feel like is enough. Because what I'm saying is all it's all actual factual. It's all sitting right in front of you. If you watch the tape, and a lot of times that these are some voices. I know all of these guys. They're way more conservative in their criticism of quarterbacks. They are in a mode where, listen, we ain't gonna rock the boat too much on this. I'm gonna call it balls and strikes. I'm an opinion person. My emotions run high. When I see something and I don't like it, I don't like it. I'm not going to wait 3 weeks to say I don't like it. But let me ask you a question. Do these strike you as people that are Shedeurians? Do these people strike you as people that want to just see Dillon Gabriel fail? Are these people that could jump out as you as biased viewers of Browns football games? I've given you a smorgasbord of this, right? But listen, I'm going to keep it real. I'm just showing you. Maybe it's all of them doing it for clicks, or is they just seeing what they see? Because I've always told you over here, the thing that nobody can say is, I didn't show you. I'm showing you in real time.
If you've watched a lot of Dillon Gabriel, especially in college, you're going to recognize from his game that aren't really the greatest, right? The tunnel vision, specifically when he breaks out the pocket, he has this tendency to break the pocket. He will look at one guy, and if that guy's not open, he's going to run, right? And he's not going to survey the field. It wasn't really a strength of his in college. It's not going to be a strength of his in the NFL, obviously.
But you don't have to take my word for it.
Studying the process is more important than looking at the results. And I want to give people an indicator of like, hey, the offense is there to be working. On this day, it was there to be had, and they just didn't get to it. So,
but there's also some plays where it does feel like he gets tunnel vision, or he gets a little eager to just get rid of the ball instead of really surveying the field and evaluating whether that's his best outlet or not.
The read is him. right? So you running that dig with Harold Fanning. If he stops his feet and comes for that dig, Isaiah Bond is wide open. He should have thrown this ball to Isaiah Bond. If you watch this play, Isaiah Bond actually would score on this play if he throws this ball to the post. Watch it. He's open. That's open. In the league, that is open. That safety got flat-footed. That ball should be thrown.
Hey, what do we say? If you even,
he's leaving.
You leaving.
So so the crazy thing is when I watched this play, when you sent it to me, I said, this took me back to the Shedeur thing. I want to throw the ball deep. Shedeur probably would have threw this ball.
He's throwing this. He's throwing that right.
Probably would have threw this ball.
Now, Tyvis said, I didn't say it. The defensive back in college football, the college football Big Ten analyst that saw Dylan Gabriel play in college at Oregon, that does live shows in Eugene. The Big Ten, everybody, I didn't say it. I sent him the clip. You see what happened? See, I sent the clip to him. I said, Tyvis, you let me know you're a defensive back. You done seen it more than anybody. Maybe Tyvis is doing it for clicks. I didn't know he was doing it for clicks too. Don't he got enough money and jobs? I could have swore he's on 5 days a week in Columbus. Big Ten Network, every college football game, Browns Radio Network. Maybe he's doing it for clicks too. Don't take my word for it. I'm just showing you. I'm trying to give you the Lord's plan. Bring this back because it's important. And if you're even, you're leaving. There's plays out there that are needed that could be had. But don't nobody want to talk about them plays. Let's go ahead and drop a bomb. Let's bring this back. I just want to be clear. I don't want no problems. I don't want no problems.
He gets a little eager to just get rid of the ball instead of really surveying the field and evaluating whether that's his best outlet or not.
The read is him, right? So you running that dig with Harold Fanning. If he stops his feet and comes for that dig, Isaiah Bond is wide.
Now, are people that clueless that when people say Dylan is not an NFL quarterback, they have to be an anti or Shedeur fan? Like that's the crazy part about it. The thing is, the reason I put this together was you if you want to just discredit me because you don't like my messaging, you don't like the way I say it, you don't like the way I deliver it, you don't like the packaging with it. That's cool. But you can't discredit all these other people, can you? And they ain't even Shedeurians. Is Tyvis now a CU uncle? What? I didn't even know that. Let's finish the play.
Wide open. He should have thrown this ball to Isaiah Bond. If you watch this play, Isaiah Bond actually would score on this play if he throws this ball to the post. Watch it. He's open. That's open. In the league, that is open. That safety got flat-footed. That ball should be thrown.
Hey, what do we say? If you even,
he's leaving.
You leaving.
So So the crazy thing is when I watched this play, when you sent it to me, I said, this took me back to the Shedeur thing. I want to throw the ball deep. Shedeur probably would have threw this ball.
He's throwing this. He's throwing that right.
Probably would have threw this ball because Shedeur or Jameis or Joe, like they want to throw the ball deep.
I just think Shedeur is going to be able to make some of those downfield plays for us and be able to bring some of that energy.
You know, I think some people get offended if you're too critical. I'm not overly critical or overly supportive. I just tell you what, things guys are doing well, what they're not doing well, and try to stay as unbiased as possible with that process of you want to understand why the Browns offense is struggling on this particular day. Here's the reason that it struggled. So that outlines a lot of that.
But you don't have to take my word for it.
I'm just saying. And that segment was brought to you by Reading Rainbow. Butterfly in the sky. I could go twice as high. You think maybe all them will see you aunties and uncles too that broke that down for you. G. Bush, you're a clown. I know. It's funny how Stefanski and Reese are going the truth about the lack of reps for damage control. By the way, you guys, this one is surgical today. If you guys appreciate the content, hit that like button. We're not playing around today. Let me get that out of here. People like, man, I can't stand this dude, G. Bush. I cannot believe he had the nerve to be talking about this. Dylan Gabriel processing. Dylan Gabriel 3005. The fastest digital supercomputer next to Skynet. Skynet, obsolete. Deep Blue, obsolete. Dylan Gabriel is the new wave. Completion percentage. Processing. Maybe Dylan isn't the one that's ready. You ever thought that? Wisdom Speaks, as a CU fan and CU uncle, what exactly has the Browns actually done to make me interested in going all in as a Browns fan? Nothing. They really ain't made you go. They ain't gave me nothing to go all the way in. I just was born into it. You ever say, hey, you don't get to pick your parents? It's kind of one of the things with the Browns. You love them to death, but you didn't pick. I didn't pick to be a Browns fan. I just woke up and lived in the shadows of the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio, and an avid father who was a Browns fan, and my grandfather was a Browns fan, and my grandfather, and this was just me, right? Who ordered the code red? By the way, we're not going to slow the momentum down. This is one of those. We're not going to slow the momentum down. Let's talk about these first team reps. Let's talk about these first team reps. Let's talk about the first team reps. Dua Lipa could sing that song. I imagine like some sort of salts, like some Latin thing. Let's talk about the first team reps. Let's talk about the. Let me tell you something. But I will give Mary Kay credit. What? You gave Mary Kay credit? What? I know it ain't for everybody. A little too early for that. Let's talk about this. Let me show you something. Now, who told you about this from day one? Who told you about this from day one? How Dylan Gabriel must open the Browns passing game, especially with fellow rookie Shedeur Sanders ready. Hold on. Ready for his turn. I told you when this one was surgical a little bit. Y'all done woke up. They said, man, this dude, G. Bush done got the X-Acto knife. You notice the name Ready. Ready. Now, let me ask you a question. What happened between the article when Bailey Zappi should have been the backup and now he's ready? Well, there's a thing. Remember when I talk about political calculus? Shedeur Sanders is the last in the rope. He's the last in line. What good does it now give you to be slandering him when he's the second quarterback and he's one play right away from going in? Right? The political calculus is the only thing that changed. The readiness didn't change anything. The narrative that you're trying to spin about you was getting him ready to play and all this other stuff is still not accurate. You know why? Because you're still not even putting him in a position to do nothing, to make no plays. Watch where we're going with this. All of a sudden, he's ready to play now? No, he's ready to play because you don't have any other choice. You know what the writing is on the wall. And when Jimmy Haslam or Andrew Berry or a combination of both say Joe Flacco got to go because we're going to play Shedeur, that threw Kevin for a loop, that threw his game plan for a loop, and that signaled to him in real time, you might not got the pool you thought you once had. But here's the reality of the situation, people. You might not have the pool you once had, but you know what he does have control over? Reps. You know what he does have control over? Practice. You know what he does have control over? Structure of the offense. So yeah, if it's up to Kevin, he's going to do everything in his power to make sure Dillon Gabriel succeeds. Because you know what? That's his pick. You ever heard the old country, stand by your man. Stand by your man. It's a lot of loyal people out there. A lot of loyal women still standing there by their man in jail. Ain't never coming home. Still standing by him. He ain't got no job. Still standing by him. He physically and verbally abusive. You're still standing by him. And he tried to talk to your sister and your cousin. You're still standing by him. He ain't got no education. You're still standing by him, and you working 2 jobs. He playing Madden. I'm sorry. See this, G. Bush, you can't. You shouldn't be doing that. Somebody is standing by somebody. Don't you understand it? I pray for y'all. Ma, stand by your man. He's standing. And now the writing is on the wall. Oh, hold on now. Oh, hold on. Now the pressure's on ESPN Cleveland. Pressure's on. Tony Rizzo is applying that pressure. He's applying that pressure on you, fam. He says it's bad preparation to have 2 rookie quarterbacks and not have your backup quarterback not get reps in case he needs to play on Sunday. Do you agree? I'm not going to even answer this one. I'm going to sit this one out. I'm sitting this one out because there's more receipts. G-Bush, you got more receipts? I thought you only give us 1. You got multiple today? Oh, I told you. This ain't for everybody. I know the numbers might be a little low today, but they're gonna catch it on tape. This is a 3-0. This is gentleman's 3-0. This is gentleman's 30. You got to, when you catch this, it's like Great Hill Deluxe. When you catch this on film, it's gonna look worse. When on the video on demand, when this come out, this is 30. This is 30 right here. Let me show you this. Now, I didn't say nothing about I didn't say anything about the preparation. Let me give it to guys that played and guys that played the game. I didn't say it. They said it. Don't take my word for it. Here we go. What we got? Oh, let's talk about these reps.
Let's start with this. Is there any issue with the backup not getting first team snaps here when Dillon Gabriel's your starter?
I thought that Kevin Stefanski said earlier in the year that he is focused on the development of all of his young quarterbacks. Isn't that what he said? He was focused on the development of Kenny Pickett, Dillon Gabriel, and Shedeur Sanders. That's what he got us. And now we're at the place where you're not going to get Shedeur reps. You're not going to prepare him for the games, knowing that he could be the number 2 quarterback, knowing that he's 1 hit away from going in. How does that make sense?
What's normal
from a readiness standpoint? How does that make sense? Usually a backup quarterback will get 15 to 20% of the reps in practice with the first team.
With the first team? Okay.
Yeah, just so he's.
Now, little old G. Bush, I didn't say anything. I wouldn't know. I'm just a MAC defensive lineman. Maybe this guy can tell you. He played in the league for about 10, 12 years. He smells something weird. I don't know. Maybe he's doing it for clicks too. Let me break. I don't want to talk over people.
Back will get 15 to 20% of the reps in practice with the first team.
With the first team? Okay.
Yeah, just so he's prepared to go in the game if he has to. right? So if you have a team period of 12 snaps, the backup quarterback will get 2 to 3. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Well, let me put context on that. Let's
Okay.
say we got 12 reps a team.
Mm-hmm.
The ones are only going to do 7 or 8 of those reps. They're not going to do all 12.
Okay.
So this is abnormal. That should
The fact that he's not is weird, and I don't understand it. Now,
do you feel like they should be giving Shedeur any reps in practice? They're going just exclusively all the reps to Dylan.
I mean, obviously they don't. No, they don't like. They don't.
Ooh, ooh, hold on. Did he just gasp? Listen, he was like, Joe Hayden, tell me how you really feel, big dog. Let me know. Let me know. Jonathan Peterlin, good job in asking this question. This is this is courtesy of 92.3 The Fan. Make sure you go watch this. Now, mind you, let me show you how the context go. I didn't want to just give you one. I gave you this guy, and I brought Sean King on, and he told you, and Sean King is and we know in the chat, Sean King is no Dorian. Sean King is he's not a CU uncle. Maybe they doing it don't take my word for it.
Has to, right? So if you have a team period of 12 snaps, the backup quarterback will get 2 to 3. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Well, let me put context on that.
Okay.
Let's say we got 12 reps a team.
Mm-hmm.
The ones are only going to do 7 or 8 of those reps. They're not going to do all 12.
Okay.
So this is abnormal. That should
The fact that he's not is weird, and I don't understand it. Now,
do you feel like they
don't understand it?
Watch my man's face on the left. Why your face like that, dog? Did you get some bad news? Did your doctor call you about your test results or something? Did you have a flood in the basement? Why is your face like that? See, you shouldn't ask the question to the pro player if you didn't want the real answer. And the real answer he said it's getting weird. Now, we've heard weird before mentioned with Shedeur Sanders, but not in this context. Continue on. Let me get a chip of call. This is good. 3,000 people in here. Are you not entertained?
Now,
do you feel like they should be giving Shedeur any reps in practice? They're going just exclusively all the reps to Dylan.
I mean, obviously they don't. No, they don't like. They don't want Shedeur to get that opportunity. And I think if you're believing in Dylan Gabriel right now, I think for this next week you can give him all the reps. That's fine. But once it starts getting like a couple of weeks, if the results aren't wins, then we can start splitting.
But you don't have to take my word for it.
A couple of reps, but I can understand why the coach wants to give his first string rookie quarterback all the looks to be able to give him the most opportunity to succeed out there. And I would expect the same once Shedeur gets in, he's getting all the reps and not Dylan Gabriel getting some of them. I think it should be Shedeur's opportunity to get every single rep with the ones to prepare for, and be able to go out there and succeed.
Yeah. He said it right the first time. They don't like. See, Maya, unlike the rest of you, we perform surgery over here. We are exceedingly efficient in the receipts. We might be in the matrix. How about the supercomputer? I might be the architect. As you can see, he caught himself a little bit there. Shout out to Joe Hayden. It's a funny thing when you got enough money, you can say what you want, right? I done played for the Browns and the Steelers, and I played good enough for the Steelers. I could, if the Browns people don't like me, I could just say I'm the Steelers. He played for both of them. But the reality of the situation is, man, these are the pros that are saying it. There wasn't not one little G. Bush comment in there. Now, if I would have said they just don't like you're out of the control, G. Bush. You're just losing it. I can't believe you fell that far. You used to be middle of the road and safe to listen to. Now you're just doing, well, don't take my word for it. There's Joe Hayden, Chris Canty. And Chris Canty played for the Ravens. You think he care anything about, Joe Hayden played for the Steelers too. You think they care about, they rich? You think they want, Now let me show you this too. But here's how we're going to play it. And I love what Joe Hayden did right there. Love what Joe Hayden said right there. He said, once you move from Dylan Gabriel and you go to Shedeur Sanders, once you make that move, Shedeur Sanders should get all the reps, shouldn't he? I don't want to hear the conversations. Y'all log that away in your back pocket. Because what I've said all along is if they want to do that, go right on ahead. Have at it. But please believe we keeping receipts. Because you do know that it's not going to be the same, right? You do know that if Shedeur Sanders comes out and plays like Dylan Gabriel or anywhere close to it, they're not going to give him the same grace. They've already showed you that right now. How can I take somebody as a fair and honest arbiter if you want to fast forward his reps the whole time? Oh, you didn't think? You didn't think? If you corner anybody and you ask them, they'll talk themselves down a rabbit hole and get to a point where Dylan Gabriel is going to play the whole year because they think that he's their guy, and Shedeur Sanders is not going to play the entire year. And then next year we're going to get another quarterback, and then we'll go from there. They're not even interested in seeing him play. They're lying if they tell you that, because they always jump. We're going to give Dylan a shot, and then when it comes time for Shedeur, we'll give him throw him a couple scrap games. Just to see, because it don't really matter. He's a 5th-round pick. It happens every time. Oh, you didn't think that's what the thought process was? Why do you think they traded Joe Flacco? The plan was the plan until it wasn't the plan no more. Exhibit C. Exhibit C. Exhibit C. Shout out to Tony Grossi. He even made the rundown today. Tony Grossi made the rundown. Browns coaches challenged to prepare 2 rookie quarterbacks to play. What do you mean you're challenged? How are you challenged? I just brought you 3 pros up here that said all backup quarterbacks get them reps. I brought you 3 of them. So how is it that the Cleveland Browns, one of 32 NFL teams, are the only team challenged by this? How is that a challenge when this is a prerequisite? Can you be challenged by saying that we have run plays in our playbook? No. All teams have run plays and pass plays. Challenged. The reality of this situation is the reason why Mary Kay has this is because, and she said that earlier, the Cleveland Browns understand one thing. Kevin Stefanski understands one thing. I am attached to Dylan Gabriel. My career is attached to him. Because when you go out and you make all kind of, and you're leaking articles and you're telling every beat reporter that'll listen how smart, intelligent, the greatest quarterback in the world, and you pass on Jackson Dart, you pass on Milroe, you pass on all these other guys, and you say, really, what the Browns' evaluation was, we heard all offseason, the evaluation was that Dylan Gabriel is X, Y, and Z. From every beat reporter, every time you heard it, he's so smart. He actually has a great arm. Actually, they even made him into a mobile quarterback. They made this man into a mobile quarterback like I didn't see him play like I didn't watch his film. They made him, actually, Dylan's going to be able to just run out there and move the pot until what? Until we saw the film? And so now, if you Kevin Stefanski, and I respect it, I just wish you would stand on business to say, Dylan Gabriel's my quarterback, and we're going to get him to play well. And he's going to give him every opportunity to keep this job. I would respect it. I would respect it. But guess what? We talk about I got to get 2 guys ready. You ain't getting none of them ready. You're not getting none of them ready. Brown's the new days of our lives. Of course it is. It's Victor Newman. Like the sands through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives. Da, 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 da. Boy, all we missing is Miss Chancellor. You're not challenged. Lines have been drawn. Who on the staff supports Shedeur like Kevin supports Dylan? Zed Mack, who traded Joe Flacco? Who traded Flacco? Why would they do that in the middle of the year? Because the plan was this. If you listen to the people, see, if you listen to the reports, by the way, I kind of broke this down earlier a little bit. Let me tell y'all and give you a peek behind the hourglass. Let me give you a peek. So beat reporters can't watch practice. They watch them stretch. They watch them stretch. And then they are jettisoned. They don't see the plays. They don't see what they're running. They don't see anything. Then they make a certain few players available for conversation. So let me ask you guys a question so that we can get to an understanding here. This in itself is big time. If you are a beat reporter and you spend 8 of your hours in a room not able to see anything, you only see them stretch. You don't see them practice. You don't see them play. You can't take video. You can't do any of that. And then you're open to then talking to the players after the game, after practice. How do you know who's good, who's developing, who is even starting or doing anything? You didn't see any practice. So how is it, can you tell me definitively somebody's either developing or not ready? It's impossible. And then the only information you're getting is from the same organization that kicked you out of practice that won't let you see it. So I'm supposed to trust what the ivory tower and the Wizard of Oz behind the screen tells me about players that I can't even see. So when people say, I'm going to believe this, why would you think about this? The only thing that you've seen from Shedeur Sanders, this is crazy work. You've seen his games in college. You've seen one game against the Rams, one game against the Panthers. Other than that, we haven't seen Shedeur Sanders in months. Months. You can't watch practice. Practice was closed 2 weeks before the first game of the year. That puts you at August. You have not seen Shedeur Sanders perform on a football field since August. How are you telling me who's ready and who ain't? That's the trick. The trick is the illusion of insiderness. The illusion of I'm here you could be there every day. I don't care if you was there every day and twice on Sunday. If you ain't watching no practice, they don't let you see what's going on. How you know? So you just gonna take that word for it? And by the way, I talked to my man Darren Smith. Shout out to Darren Smith. He was on the Barbershop. pulled up on the members only conversation. Shout out if you want to become a member. We'll put it in chat. This week is very pivotal. Wednesday, we did quarterbacks in 26. This Wednesday, we right back to the film review because I think this is going to be a pivotal game. This is going to tell me all I need to know whether or not Dillon Gabriel is going to be in or out. And this is going to be one of them ones. But Darren Smith said this earlier. Guess what, folks? We're allowed to watch every single practice with the Kansas City Chiefs. Every practice. They just can't record. So, Kansas City, Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, Kelsey, they can watch practice, all the plays. But somehow the Browns is a lockdown compound, Area 51 in Berea, because why? We're so explosive? We don't want our blueprints getting out? Come on, man. It's comical. C.G. Bush, this is why you can't go nowhere. It's why they always look at you crazy. Oh, hold on. You said something about this, but what'd you say? Why is this going to be pivotal today? Patriots game is very pivotal. Can Stefanski finally show the world why he's so high on Dillon Gabriel? Show me. I'm willing to see. I know last week we ran a lot of Wildcat. We pointed out some of the things that hit a little different. But we're going to see, right? Oh, let's take a look at these receipts. Courtesy of ESPN. Got a couple of receipts here to look at, if you don't mind me. Right?
It just seems to me like the Cleveland Browns, again, for better or worse, and I'm not suggesting this is the organization that you should have blind faith to the quarterback position in, obviously, but for better or worse, they deem Dillon Gabriel as the better player now and the one they want to get a longer look at.
Well, obviously, my good guy, you haven't watched the whole rewind the tape and we'll go over the film session with you. I understand you're national. You don't have time to go over film. Who needs to know about any receipts in film? But go ahead, right? They've deemed. Here's your problem. This is why it's pivotal. Because he is correct. And they're in their mind somewhere, I don't know how it happened, but the Cleveland Browns, Kevin Stefanski, have decided that Dillon Gabriel is somehow the quarterback that they're going to die on that hill with. I've never understood it at all, but you can see why. You can see why this could be problematic.
Blind faith to the quarterback position in, obviously, but for better or worse, they deem Dillon Gabriel as the better player now and the one they want to get a longer look at. I don't think he's on the clock. You guys do? You think if Dillon Gabriel has a kind of blah performance against a really smart New England defense?
He done already started. Man, listen, these people are masterminds at the school of deflection. I mean, I don't know where the school of deflection that they got. Remember what everything is this. Listen, this is why this. I don't care what y'all saying. Maybe they're saying this is surgical. Everything I say weaves and goes, and exactly, you got to listen to the first verse to get the second verse. Remember what I said about the not being honest arbiters. He starts with for better or worse, this is the Browns' evaluation. Then he goes to, well, I understand Dillon Gabriel isn't playing well, but even if he doesn't play well, that doesn't matter. Then he moves from that to, because they like him so much, and it doesn't, what happens on the field doesn't matter, because now in 26 they're going to get another quarterback. It's the same script. Y'all in the same text chain? Are you in the same text chain? But the problem is when you get people to talk long enough, hit the like button. Watch what the lady on the side says. I don't know her name. The young lady on the side just blew the cover. He blew the cover. You can't be. She was like, I thought we talked about this beforehand. It's the same script. Let me start over. I'm not gonna stop it no more. I just want to show it. Like this. I mean, I feel like I've done shows with him before. I feel like I don't know. I feel like I've had podcasts with this guy before.
Organization that you should have blind faith to the quarterback position in, obviously. But for better or worse, they deem Dillon Gabriel as the better player now and the one they want to get a longer look at. I don't think he's on the clock. You guys do? You think if Dillon Gabriel has a kind of blah performance against a really smart New England defense, you think all of a sudden Shedeur's in?
Well, I don't know what the motive is inside the building. And by that, I mean, is the motive to determine what you have across the board in your quarterback room so you can be informed moving into next year's draft as to what you have? Or is your motive to see what the guy who you drafted first in this quarterback room, obviously Dillon Gabriel taken in the 3rd round, Shedeur in the 5th, is to get enough runway for him to make a very informed decision on him specifically? And it feels like that's where we're trending, is that they want to make sure that Dillon Gabriel gets enough of a runway as a rookie quarterback being inserted into this position at a certain point in the season that they know definitively what they have in him, not necessarily in the quarterback room as a whole.
See, this is what I could understand. See, this is the thing. When you cut, this is the screenplay we talk about. So we talk about actors on a string. Actors all playing a role. Even in plays, you ever see somebody and they say, you just broke character? It's every once in a while where you see people and they say something and it's almost like they take down the veil and it's real for like 3 to 5 seconds. Shout out to my man Darren Smith. For 3 to 5 seconds, they just get it. See, the reason why women, that's why you can always, when a woman says something, it's something about their intuition a little bit. It's something about something. God give women something. It's just be in there. When you can birth children, when you can create life, I feel like God gives them an extra set of antennas and awareness. Because as a woman, you need to be able to create life. You need to be able to protect life. You need to be able to have that motherly instinct. You just know. I think my mom know every single time I do something. When your wife look at you and she look at you disappointed, you're like, dang, is she looking at me? Does she know? She said something that hit deep. See, a woman knows within 3 to 5 seconds if she messed with you or not. All that wearing you down stuff, I'm going to wear her down. I'm going to ask her on dates 5, 6 times. No. They know within 3 to 5 seconds if they like you and if you got a shot. It's up to you not to talk her out of it. But her intuition originally is, okay, I'm going to give him a shot. Watch how succinctly she puts this. She knows that in her life, somebody done tried to wait her out and wasn't it. Somebody tried to talk to her and she's like, he's a good dude, but it ain't it. He's a nice guy, but this ain't it. He's a cool dude, but he's more of a friend's box. Ain't no spark there. This spark that she get, she says, I just feel like, yeah, that's their guy. Yeah. It's not to look at Shedeur. It's to give this guy enough runway to prove that he's somehow a guy. And she understands that trying to prove that you're a guy really don't happen all that often. Here we go. Bring it back.
It feels like that's where we're trending, is that they want to make sure that Dillon Gabriel gets enough of a runway as a rookie quarterback being inserted into this position at a certain point in the season that they know definitively what they have in him, not necessarily in the quarterback room as a whole.
Here's what I'll say. We saw 4 games with Joe Flacco. We're going into the 4th game with Dillon Gabriel. They've got a bye week after that. If Dillon Gabriel doesn't show better than he has in the first 3 outings, then Shedeur Sanders' time needs to be then. They should take the bye week, extra week to prepare to get Shedeur Sanders ready to go into the game. This season has always been about the Cleveland Browns getting as much information about the quarterbacks that they have under contract so they can make an informed decision about how they move forward with that position in 2026. We got to keep in mind, Deshaun Watson is entering the window to return to practice. He's going to be in the mix in the second half of the season.
This is hilarious. So let me tell you all y'all out there. As much as they hate on Shedeur Sanders, they can't stand Deshaun Watson. They may think that Shedeur Sanders is flashy and they don't want to see him get it out. But if you think they don't want to see Shedeur Sanders play, they don't want to stay. They don't want to look at Deshaun Watson. The level of vitriol that pops in people's head when they see Deshaun Watson is at the highest degrees. So for me, and as we deal with the young and the restless, General Hospital, guiding light, bold and the beautiful, even Passions. I don't know what Passions was. They had like this. That was a wild little soap opera, bro. Passions was crazy. They had magic and it was kind of weird. Strange little era. Here's the thing, though. I just like seeing people squirm. Because watch when they mention Deshaun Watson's name and watch the level of the face. Watch his face when he mentions Deshaun Watson's face. It's just, matter of fact, I need to make myself smaller. Make this bigger. Let me see what I can do with this. Let me do this.
That's insane to me.
So that's a November, December window to return to practice. He's going to be in the mix in the second half of the season.
That's insane to me.
So that's a November, December proposition.
Moved right along. That's insane to me. Well, you better stop hating on Shedeur Sanders. You might want to play him.
You owe it to yourself through the investment in the draft pick in Shedeur Sanders, and quite frankly, the confidence that you showed in him by being willing to trade away Kenny Pickett, a guy that you gave away a draft pick for earlier this offseason.
He's now hitting home. He's now getting to the divide. The divide is palpable, the divide is real, and the divide tells you all you need to know about the power struggle. If Kevin Stefanski was this crazy about Dillon Gabriel and his plan, why has every quarterback that he has put a stamp of approval on been jettisoned in short work and short fashion? Pickett never even played it down. And that propaganda that they had for Kenny Pickett was palpable. Every beat reporter had the same joint. Pickett is this. We need to see what we got in Kenny. Kenny, obviously. Then when they traded him, they said, okay, cool. We're going to go to Joe. Joe's our guy. He's our quarterback. 4 weeks in, Joe gone? Now you're with Dillon 4 weeks in. If he was this hell-bent on not playing Shedeur, doing whatever he wanted to do, why in God's green earth would you be trading those people? Well, that's because he didn't trade them. The general manager and the owner did. So all this talk about, well, I don't think he's coming out. You don't know Jimmy Haslam, do you?
In order to keep him on your active roster, you owe it to yourself to find out what Shedeur Sanders can and cannot do. You absolutely do. And so to me, it is a missed opportunity if they stay the course with Dillon Gabriel after the bye, if Dillon Gabriel doesn't show significant improvement against the New England Patriots this weekend.
So let's say you're right about this. What's the point of Dillon Gabriel having ever played?
Now he's the super. I don't understand. I am talking about a fellow supercomputer. Dillon Gabriel is the best mark and highest platform of all time. He is the next version of evolutionary computer technology. Why would he play if he is going to be outshined by Shedeur Sanders? He's confused. How you confused? Well, that just goes to show you probably didn't watch him.
What do you mean? To learn whether or not Dillon Gabriel can play.
And you've made the decision after 4 games?
Well, I don't think, here's the thing. It's not going to be perfect, Evan. And if you're not a first or second.
He's nervous. This ain't on the notes. This ain't on his notes. Do you see the energy in the room? The young lady is like, oops, I messed up. I shouldn't have said all that. Dang. Now I got the brother fired up over here. He said, when you get, it's not going to be perfect, Evan. He lays it out. Flacco got 4 games. There's going to be Dylan Gabriel's 4th game. Well, why is he playing then? To figure out if he can play or not? Oh, that doesn't matter?
Second round pick, you don't get a ton of opportunities in this league. That's not how this works. Mm-hmm. The higher up you get drafted, the more opportunities, the more runway you get. Mm-hmm. Being a 3rd round pick guarantees you nothing.
So then Shedeur gets how many games? Like, because what if he looks like a rookie?
Well, Joe Flacco got 4. Dylan Gabriel can get 4. Shedeur Sanders can get 4. And then Deshaun Watson can get 5. And then you see what you got from there.
So your assessment of this would end up being a 17-game preseason for the Cleveland Browns for next year.
And that is our thesis statement, boys and girls. What did I tell you from day one about the quarterback competition? You, my good sir, are just now coming around. This is the look of somebody that's been hit with reality. So you meaning to tell me this season was all about playing games and not doing nothing? He's trying to get his script off, Maya. He's trying to get his script off, and Chris Canty is not letting him do it.
They made that decision when they traded down from the number 2 overall pick.
And you think they regret that now? Who is the second quarterback taken off the board?
Jackson Dart.
And how does he look?
Ooh. I wouldn't want to sit across. Listen, I'm not sitting across from her in a divorce proceeding. That's the look of somebody said that I want 75%, not half.
Pretty damn good.
I don't know that he would have looked that way there.
I'm just saying.
He looked pretty damn
You make that trade because you want to recruit some draft capital, and you're still in the same position right now where you don't have a franchise quarterback, and we're talking about Brian Daboll's.
Look at this man's face. Look at him. He's going to have at it. Look at him. He's going to have at it. He's going to talk to them in that green room.
The same position right now where you don't have a.
Look at that man's face. He's swiveling in his chair. Body
Franchise
language
quarterback,
experts.
and we're talking
Look at
about
this.
Brian Daboll's job maybe being saved because of how good Jackson Dart has been.
Fair, but the Browns arguably have had the best draft class of anyone in the NFL.
They won't even let him get this off. The Browns got the best draft class. Watch how they are tag teaming this man now.
This year.
But you're never going to win without a quarterback.
Is good. Draft class is
You're never going to win without a quarterback.
Of course. The Giants draft class is better.
Right.
By default.
Because it's a quarterback.
Correct.
Well, because you got the quarterback, you got Abdul Carter, you got Kansas. The Giants draft class is better.
Right. So.
Yeah. I'm seeing dividends.
Yeah, I'm seeing dividends. I'm talking returns on investment, my guy. His script over here is cooked. All right, fellas. Yeah, we're gonna get you out of here. I'm tired of seeing this man.
Real time.
Understood. But I'm just saying, I think 2 things can be true. The Browns made the decision to not have the quarterback this year, and they also have a really good draft class this year. Now, let's go back to.
What did that mean? 2 things can be at once. They got a really good draft class, but they made the decision not to get the quarterback this year. Like, oh my gosh, this man's script game.
The extended preseason. By this math, 4 from Flacco traded, 4 from Gabriel benched, 4 from Sanders benched, 5, I can't even believe we're going here, from Watson.
Hey, you see that exasperation from Watson, bro. You trying to cook that you're not even emotional right now. You trying to dig back. He's thinking in his head, I need to do something. He might flip the desk over or something and say, look, blue alligators. This man, he's swimming.
Then you have to ask the question, what if he plays and he's good?
Then Deshaun Watson is your quarterback in 2026.
Think about the words you just uttered.
Look at the woman. The woman's like, I lost a lot of respect for you. I mean, you're taking L bad. Chris Canty's like, I mean, what are you talking about?
That Deshaun, it's
You're
on
not
the
going to
table.
move on. You're not going to move on from Deshaun Watson if he's good in the final 5 games.
Is that the best scenario from them because they're paying him so much money for him to actually come back and be good?
Because
she's trying to save him. You see the look? Give me the look. Listen, I'm trying to save you here. I'm going to go to the Watson angle, and we're going to get into something old. We're going to say it's the best option for the Browns. We'll call it a dumpster fire, and Watson to cover the fact that you got cooked on the whole Shedeur Sanders thing. Look, come on now.
it allows you to do what we've said all along.
Harry, look, you see his boy? You know what? You know what? You know what? There you go. That's what we...
Which is, imagine if, and we did it with Gabriel and Sanders, imagine if you find a quarter.
Oh, now he's moving along. He's moving along. Okay. We got to get you up out of here. We're done watching you. I just wanted y'all to show what it. I just wanted to show it. Y'all been really good sports. I want to get to your comments. I told you we wasn't gonna play too much. We weren't gonna do too much. I just wanted to show you. G. Bush didn't say none of that. I usually come in here and tell you two hours about how I feel. I just wanted to hold the mirror up and say, maybe all these guys are pandering. Maybe I wasn't the only one that said, hey, if you don't do anything this game, they're going to look at doing something during the bye week. Mary Caden said he's ready. You're looking around and saying, bro, what are we talking about here? You try to float the idea that Dylan Gabriel can come out here and look bad against the Patriots, and all of a sudden it's predetermined and it's nothing, no cost, there's no issue, there's none of that. Come on, man. You tried it. But there's a thing called a barbershop. We're on Saturdays, and we don't really let you get that off over here. We don't. We got you. Let's get to some of your comments. We got some folks in here that want to talk. Boy. Boy, oh boy. Ms. Bell, 70. Mama Bell, as we call. Put some respect on her name. DG had first team reps in OTAs and now wasted. By the way, Dylan Gabriel has received, and here's the reason why my evaluation is the way it is. Dylan Gabriel has received first team reps since he stepped onto the field. Since he got in the building, he has had first team reps at every stage. Rookie minicamp, all the first team reps. Training camp, first team reps mixed in with Flacco and your boy Kenny Pickett. Off season, he's gotten reps all the time. When Joe Flacco was the first team quarterback, he still received first team reps. So he's talking about, well, I think they need to give him a runway. How much more of a runway you need? You've been getting first team reps since like August, May, June. What are you talking about? Another Browns quarterback competition next year. They be doing that. And look, and here's another thing that I hate. They be doing this and they be thinking it's real tricky. You know, I would say that we all believe that if you would have told us before the season, I think we all would have said, I think all of us already knew. No, you don't speak for me. I didn't say anything. You said that. I don't believe what you just said. You can't just all me in and then go right to your next point. All of us already knew that they were drafting a quarterback. No. I never advocated for that. As a matter of fact, I never advocated for your quarterback competition this year. And what you're trying to do, this is how things happen in life. Politicians do this all the time. That's why they tell you don't talk about politics. Because when you don't talk about it, the people that are dumb enough to keep falling for the same tricks won't ever hear and see why this is a dumb trick. You do one thing, And people's attention span is so low that they don't even remember they screwed it up. The same thing they screwed up before 4 or 5 months prior. You screwed up the quarterback competition now, but you already is planting seeds that you're going to go do it again. That I know that I'm screwing up the quarterback situation in real time right in front of your face. But I'm going to also tell you that we're going to draft another one next year. And you're so dumb that you'll be arguing back and forth about who's good, who's not, first team reps, so that they can excuse losing, excuse looking bad, and then go right back again and trade for a quarterback. And I'm undefeated on that talking point, because right now your excuse for why you think the quarterback ain't the problem, or why quarterbacks, or why this offense sucks, is because you have no linemen and you don't have receivers. All of a sudden, after I told you for 3-4 years you don't have linemen and receivers, now you want to come to the conclusion now because you're at your last option. So now it's time to blame it on that. Do they have them? No. You know what it takes to get linemen and receivers, good ones? High draft capital. You have 2 first-round picks, but you're already going to say it's a foregone conclusion that the Cleveland Browns, even after not even playing one of the quarterbacks they drafted this year, are now going to go back into next 2026 draft another quarterback. You know how you got to do that? You got to use high draft capital. To get a quarterback inside the top 10, it takes 2 first-round picks and something else, usually a second-round pick and a third-round pick. The Jacksonville Jaguars traded 2 first-round picks and a second-round pick for the right to get Travis Hunter at 2. If there was a great quarterback at the top of the draft class, that price is a premium. You may be talking 3 number 1s and a number 2 or 3. So now for the Cleveland Browns to take somebody who ain't going to change your life, you're going to draft a quarterback without even seeing if Shedeur Sanders can play and figuring out if the coach is the right person to even coach this quarterback. And you're going to draft another quarterback that's going to take 2 first-round picks this year, a first-round pick next year, and a second-round pick, and you have no offensive lineman under contract, none. You have no wide receivers. You talk about we got to play tight ends because we don't have receivers. And then you're going to put this guy in this Kevin Stefanski vanilla garbage playbook and then say, our offense isn't good. The rookie quarterback never had a chance. Why? Well, because he was in a quarterback competition. It was Dylan Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders, and the rookie quarterback. And he didn't get any first-team reps. Oh, you mean like we did this year? Then when they finally put him in the football game, because they're going to have to because they traded the world to get him, you're going to realize that, oh, my goodness, he's not very good because you don't have what, boys and girls? Linemen or receivers. And then you're going to say, this year was always a rebuilding year. I mean, what did you expect? It's a rookie quarterback with no linemen and no receivers. Kind of like this year, huh? And then you're going to talk about the coach being fired because they're going to be 2 or 3 in something again. And Myles Garrett's going to say, you keep restarting it with rookie quarterbacks. And we'll have the same conversation over again. And you know, only people that get to prosper out of that is the 2-bit JV coaching staff that gets to stay around, promising hope and promise. And Kevin Stefanski is the best you've had here. It's easy. It's so easy a caveman can extrapolate this stuff. It's a shame that it won't work because the pressure on Kevin Stefanski will be so severe, he won't make it out of this year, no matter how much he leaks to everybody telling them that they feel good and secure. Albert Breer. Just saying, shout out to him. Let's keep it moving. Goldilocks Gaming. I hope Kevin really is just smart than all of us, because ain't no way Shedeur ain't got no clock with the first team yet. This man Kevin is audacious. Well, now he has to sell out. He got to stand on it now, because if Dylan doesn't perform well, it's obvious that he's the one who staked his career on that. You said that. That's your man. It's your guy. So if he doesn't play well, who is that going to be on? There's nobody else to blame. There's no one else left. All of them, other teams are gone. Richard Wiley, did you see their faces like they drink some bad water down Kool-Aid when asked questions? You'll never had a good chemistry with your faces. Man. Face don't lie, man. Body language don't lie. There's sometimes I be unbothered because I understand what it is. The unbothered nature of what we talk about over here is the fact that these guys act like they can make up. Bro, we see football games. The football games happen every Sunday. You're either going to prove yourself in or out. You can't talk out of it. And so this week coming up, we're going to see what happens because the bye week is coming up. And by the way, that's why I told people I'm not tripping. Kevin's been taking some of his mojo has been taken. Come on now. It ain't up to Kevin who's playing and starting. He's just the face of it. Ask Kevin what he think about the trade. Both of them. Christopher Robbins, the shop opened early on Saturday, ready for this cut. I hope you appreciated it. Because today, it's not about me today. I get tired of hearing that noise. I get tired of hearing the deflection. I get tired of people. Listen, here's what I don't respect. You know, I really respect. Let me get a double shot of that. You know what I really respect? I respect the people that pull up and don't agree with me, but actually formulate a really nice point. I love people that don't agree with me and pull up and say, G. Bush, here's my thoughts. Here's why I think you off base on this. And here's where I think that you should be a little closer to. I respect people that take the time to formulate and think for themselves and have an opinion and then do the homework to have a research around supporting details of what they feel. What I can't really respect is just calling ad hominem attacks. That don't do nothing for me. Calling me a clown or calling me, it's Big Circus, put some respect on it. Calling me, you just emotional, or you're doing this for clicks, or you're in a cult, all that good stuff. Like, bro, I can't respect it because what does that mean? It just seems like you can't defend what I'm saying. You can't refute what I'm saying. You can't digest the pinpoint accuracy in which I'm delivering. So I would respect you if you just came and pulled up and said, this is why. If you're going to call me a clown, at least tell me why. Well, you can't. You just have to say that to make yourself feel good. Because that's the thing too. I've obviously put a lot of time into doing this research and come. See, you ain't got that time. I get it. You got jobs, families, careers, all that good stuff. This is just entertainment for you. But this is my job. I do this for a living. So just remember, in the words of, you know what it is, and you know, in the wire, in the words of Omar, you come at the king, you best not miss. If you're going to bring receipts, bring them. But beware. We do this. All right. Let's see. Gabriel is what he was in college. Things changing. Yoshi Dosha, we appreciate you. Christopher Robbins, we appreciate you. Richard Wiley, we appreciate you. Goldilocks Gaming, we appreciate you. Natalian 21. Nation, that's it. Yeah, Nation, that's it. We appreciate you. Christopher Robbins says, you wrong for hitting with that LeVar Burton for reading Rainbow. You don't have to take my word for it. We back in 1988. See, Christopher Robbins, this is why we got the high. This is high humor over here. You ain't got to take my word for it. Don't take my word for it. I'm just a butterfly in the sky guy. I'm the reading rainbow joke. But I saw a lot of people, y'all watch all them folks. Them folks got millions of views. Millions. Sports from CLE, Quincy, ESPN, millions of views. Browns Film Breakdown, shout out to them. These folks got millions of views. You had pro players over here talking, they talk. Former pro players, multiple Browns legends. Huh? Maybe they're clowns too. Maybe they're just doing it for clicks too. Can't stand you boys. Can't stand them. One day, if Shedeur plays terribly, we'll have him. We're going to have him right where we want him. We came with the Shedeur and knew who he was, knew the Browns were trying to squander his talent and break his spirit. They failed and dark things come to light. I always told people, my man, shout out to my man Goods. Goods the animal. He was battling Cassidy. Now, you know Cassidy, a rapper. He's, I'm a hustler. I'm a hustler, homie. I'm a hustler. When it comes to my hotel, Cassidy was big. He was a battle rapper first, but he had big records. So Cassidy's career died out a little bit, came back, started battle rapping. And Goods said something. I really enjoy battle rap because it's about angles. And Goods said to him in his battle, you was doing all that good stuff and you done made millions, and yeah, you had set singles, but you did that all to stand on the same stage with me today. Meaning that you did all of that. That's cool. I respect what your gangster is, but you did all of that, and me and you is still in the same spot. So if you can't come in here talking to me about no up top big time stuff and I'm littler than you, nah, because you is standing on the same stage with me today. Same with Shedeur Sanders. Y'all talk all that you want. All of that, you need to trade him, do whatever. We sitting at week, what? 6? Week 8. He the backup quarterback. You did all of that. We done went through the days of Elijah Young and the Wrestlers. You went through all of that, and right here, we are at the precipice of him playing. And you done tried to move every block in the world. And we wouldn't have had to do this if we wouldn't have had to. If y'all would have just said, listen, man, we anxious to see Shedeur Sanders play. We're going to wait this time. But all the stories about not being ready and all of the speeding tickets and all of the he's doing this for clicks and all of the he's not ready, all of it trying to act like he wasn't bright, intelligent, he was stupid, he was immature, all of this stuff, all of that stuff make people stand on business. And then you want to act like white people go, why are they going so hard, bro? Because no one's going to let you sit there and assassinate people's character and nobody's going to say anything. Why do you think that you're going to, it's not 1972. It ain't 1966. In today's age, ain't nobody about to sit there and let you berate them as a regular person. And they're going to sit there and just turn the other. No, they're going to say, you wrong. Get up out of here. This is what we're talking about. I don't think y'all understand. Like, this is a different time. Ain't nobody, like, I don't know why y'all feel like y'all could just get that off. Like, bro, these folks, that's, look, I can commend people who just say, look, I'm going to stand by that person. Because I know him, I like him personally. That's like, if you consider somebody your family member, you're not about to let, and here's the same thing. I would defend Dylan Gabriel if somebody was attacking his character. If somebody tried to say Dylan Gabriel wasn't smart or he was dumb, I would be like, come on, bro, that's out of pocket. So why you think you could do that to Shedeur Sanders and then people not going to say nothing? I don't get it. And then you get mad because somebody called you out on it. Oh, all right. Well, that's because you didn't have free reign for too many years. Come on now. Stop. Talk, Digital Media Mafia 34. We appreciate you. Uncle Kai, the man already said, if you don't want to change your organization, don't pick me. Why did they pick him? When he play, he gonna prove himself right. Well, the owner picked him. The owner picked him. Why do people, this is, and don't get me started on that stuff. Like they be, and then they be capping. All of this, like they got this thing. Come on, bro. Y'all all be like, how you gonna be mad at Jimmy Haslam? Y'all in the same golf club. What are you talking about? You be picking and choosing. One day you don't like Haslam, you don't like the Haslams because what? Would they pick Watson? They also picked Baker Mayfield. They also picked Nick Chubb. They also picked Johnny Manziel. I don't know any rich owners that answer to regular people. He should just keep himself out of it. Are you serious? What world do you live in? You got your hands in everything. You think somebody that's a billionaire ain't gonna have their hands in everything? Maybe it's just me. I'm a little naive. Maybe I'm just a little jaded. What? Rich people get what they want? He needs to sell the team. Bro, you won't sell. You got an old little Corvette in your house and your garage that's dusty as hell. And your wife been trying to get you to get rid of that for years. And you ain't going to sell it. I refuse to sell that car. You've been having the same dude cut your lawn for 5-10 years. I refuse to change my lawn care services. How you going to tell a billionaire to change? Y'all be funny. Funny. At Thomas Day, we appreciate the super chat. We appreciate you, my man. Neil Gray, numbers versus opinions, facts versus fictions. The eye test of the video evidence does not lie unless the supercomputer is using AI technology. Don't believe your lying eyes, Neil. Maybe don't believe your lying eyes. It's the reason I have to do these videos. That's a lot of time. Let me just keep it real with y'all. Because a lot of people, and I want you to just relay this message to a lot of people. If you are a member of the Barbershop and you've been watching the Barbershop for a long period of time, you guys all know this to be true. I purposely give you different areas of opportunity, different thought processes, whether it's education, whether it's finance, whether it's history, whether it's math, whether it's human communication, psychology, human nature, geography. I try to give you everything to give you a well-rounded view from all different perspectives. I bring Sean King in. I bring Darren Smith in. I'll bring Earl the Pearl in. I'll bring Tybus in. You know why? Because I just don't want you to take what I'm saying. I want you to get the whole picture. Even if you don't agree with me, I try to give you that work. I try to give you that. But the one thing that we do over here that I take pride in is when I got a rebuttal, my rebuttals is going to be on point. People always tell me, why don't you be arguing on UCSS? You should be arguing. First of all, that's not the format. First of all, when you're in a panel setting, you got to explain what you're trying to get to in 30 to 45 seconds of sound bites. So you got to be quick. Everybody know I'm long-winded. I tell stories. That's not even my strongest suit. I preferably have long formats where I don't have any structure and I could tell stories and engage people on a one-on-one basis. So if somebody says something on UCSS that I don't agree, I'll say I don't agree with it in real time. But I'm not going to elaborate on it because guess what? It's more surgical and it makes more sense and it's more impactful if I got time to get what I'm getting to. Don't be misconstrued that I don't know what's going on. I'm aware of all things. Not all things, that would be God or Jesus. But I am aware through him. Through him, he gives me the awareness of how I need to go about formulating my arguments or my points. And what I try to do here is do it in a way that is engaging and that people can say, I don't know what he's going to say when he pulls up, but I just want to pull up and see. So that's what we take a pride over here at the Barbershop. Disciple, I like the way you spell that. G. Bush, if Kevin do not like Shedeur, how can we trust if he is starting? He's not going to call plays to make him look bad. He has the media on the side. Oh, no, disciple. Here's how this works. I'm glad you asked that question. It turns out that usually, generally speaking, self-preservation is the strongest form of a response. It's the fight or flight mode. And after his hand will be forced, because they will have to force his hand to move from Dillon Gabriel, because he's already shown you he's going to exhaust every opportunity to give him an opportunity. And to a certain extent, I can understand that. That's why when people say he's not getting first team reps, I kind of was like, okay, because I've already come to the conclusion that that's what he's going to do. I've already moved past whether or not it's right or wrong. I've moved past that. I'm thinking extrapolating over a larger sample size now. I already knew he was going to do that. So my thing is, okay, what does it look like when it happens? So they're going to have to force his hand to move. And once he forces his hand, then Kevin Stefanski is going to realize, oh, snap. I endorsed a guy who is now on the bench, and we know he's a backup. And now I have to pivot to build up Shedeur Sanders or to do something because I do want to keep my job. I want to keep my job. That's a thing. So he's not going to sabotage anything. And the reality of the situation is, I've already said with Shedeur Sanders, what he should be doing right now is figuring out what his game is. What's your game plan? Where do you succeed where others fail? Where do you have an area of opportunity that you can get to that other people can't? And the reason I show you film breakdowns is because even though I don't think Kevin Stefanski is a really great play caller, you know how I feel about that. I have to come up and show you that there are some plays to be made. And one of the reasons I do that is because I'm showing you where areas of opportunity Shedeur Sanders can capitalize. The play right there that Isaiah Bond, me and Tyvis drew up, that's a good play for a touchdown. The play where against the Minnesota Vikings, where it's a simple bootleg, he overthrows David Njoku that could have iced the game. I show you that. The throw that he overthrew Jerry Jeudy in that situation, that's another touchdown. So I'm showing you in places where Shedeur Sanders has to excel. Where someone else doesn't do what they need to do, you need to make that the focal and strong point of what you can do. And the thing about Shedeur Sanders, which I think he has an elite trait, is his ball placement and accuracy. So if he can have ball placement and accuracy and then cut down on the sacks, cut down and understand, okay, during this play, what do I need to do in this play, down and distance, and cut down on that, I think he has an opportunity to show why or why not he could be a great quarterback in those places. But he has to understand that now, because he's not going to get an opportunity to get the reps. He's not going to get the runway. He's not going to get the reps. He has to come in ready. Coach Prime said he's grown, right? He's going to have to come in grown. And that means behind the scenes preparing himself, even when they not giving him the opportunity to prepare. Let me see what we got here. Chris W. Stefanski took Shedeur in the third round over the owner. And the owner was pissed. Shedeur was taken in the fifth as a bet against the front office. When Shedeur plays, heads will fall. I think you mean you took Dillon Gabriel in the third, and the owner was pissed. No, I don't. Here's the way I think it went down. I think they took Dillon Gabriel in the third, but this is just what Something happened in the middle of the night on day 3 after they made the picks when Shedeur Sanders was still there. In my spirit, that's just what I feel. I see a conversation happen with D and Jimmy Haslam, and the next day, I can't confirm this. I don't got no sources on this. This is just what I feel. And then they made the move. They said, okay, we're going to make that move. We probably went to Andrew first. Hey, what do you think about this? Let me see the evaluation you had on him. Where did you guys have him rated? We had him at worst 3rd round pick. He's there in the 5th. I think we need to go get him. Then that puts a lot of pressure on Dylan Gabriel because now you're going to have to prove that because Dylan Gabriel obviously was Kevin's guy. It's obvious based on the way things are going. Very obvious. Thomas Day, 802, thanks for the super chat. Has them put 12 in and has stopped this Kevin Steph-foolery. Yeah, I think he stepped in. Be honest with you. And by the way, I think that Kevin was considering Bailey Zappi. It's the reason why he was like, hey, we're going to tell you later on in the week who's going to be the backup. What are you talking about? Who delays the backup quarterback conversation? I was 3. You just got rid of Joe Flacco, who was the 2. Therefore, I moved to 2, right? No, I'll tell you later on this week. Come on, man. They got all that. They got all that up out of there. Kirk Davis says, DG, like me, I can learn all the answers to a test, but when that test comes out, I draw blanks. For him, he can watch all the film in the world, but draws blanks. You know what, Kirk? And here's the thing I always be trying to say is look, man, I don't got no dislike for Dylan Gabriel. I'm just showing you what's on tape. I done kept it all tape, have I not? For all the people that say I'm clown, I done kept it tape. I'm showing you. Who else is showing you? I'm showing you what other people saying. That's why we did this exercise today. Don't get mad at me. Get mad at me for? I'm just showing you what he did on film. We've been keeping it tape. But like I said, the onus is you either play yourself in or out of a position, right? You play yourself in or out. And the tape is going to decide. Think about it. If he can come out here against the Patriots and play well and the Browns get a win, guess what? That's going to push the timetable for Shedeur Sanders back. I don't understand it. How can I understand these very simple, how can I understand these very simple concepts, but other people can't? Every time you talk about it's the gymnastics of it. Well, you sound like you're lagging. Are you lagging? It's very simple. If he plays poorly, there are going to be people that are going to say, listen, it's time to make a move. If he plays well, there are going to be people that say, listen, he bought himself some more time because he played well in a very hostile environment against Vrabel and the Patriots, and he did well. It's not that hard, people. It ain't. But maybe I'm just a clown. Snapper Daddy G, watching DG's film is crazy work. He's missing wide open reads like he's not processing base coverages. Well, to hell with the blitz packages and disguise coverage. That's why Pittsburgh game looks so bad. They confused him bad. That's why there is a level of importance to showing the film. Because if you didn't show the film, you could just make it up. You could just say, here's how I feel without anything based around that. I'm just letting y'all know. I didn't say it. They said it. You don't got to take my word for it. Darvis Harvey. They worked out Seth Hannigan yesterday. Something about to shake. We gonna see. We gonna see. Kirk Davis, breaking news. Stefanski got an investigation for gambling against the Browns. Allegedly, allegedly didn't happen. You funny though. You funny. That by the way, that is a joke. Kurt is being playful there. There's no investigation. He's just saying that it seems some of his moves are counterproductive to the Browns' long-term success. See? You gotta watch yourself, Kurt. You know how they do. G. Bush had on the barbershop that he said that Stefanski, he's out of pocket with this stuff. He's just stop it. They just be hoping and praying, don't they? Damian Waterman, get ready for the "we fixed him" narrative. Oh, Damian is coming. They've been trying to float that forever. We had a plan. I've never seen. Have you ever seen on Dragon Ball Z? You remember Gohan and King Kai? He had him practicing. King Kai had the Supreme Kai had him practicing with the Z sword, and he in there doing a bunch of nothing. And then the Z sword cracked, and then all of a sudden he taught him how to unlock his potential. You say, man, Gohan unlocked his potential. He said, well, what did he have him doing? Nothing. Yeah. If not giving reps and having you throw the trash cans development is the craziest. This is life-changing. State-of-the-art technology. What program? The Browns had him on a chill out, go over here and sit on the sideline program, and it worked. It worked magic. Hey, kid, are you gonna matter of fact, no, we're gonna do this just so we know, so we can stop all the games, right? If they try to say all this about some development, come on now. Come on. So when they try to say, when he comes back, I want y'all to take a screenshot, Damian, when he comes back and says, because he will, if Shedeur Sanders plays well, you're going to say, give the Browns credit. Well, hold on, Tony. You just told us a couple of weeks ago the Browns are challenged to prepare 2 rookie quarterbacks to play. How did they fix that challenge? You told us on October, when was this? October 23rd, you said that the Browns are challenged. Challenge means difficulty in doing something. So if they're having difficulty in doing something on the 23rd, they fixed it in 4 or 5 days when he plays. I want y'all to make sure y'all see that. Receipts are important because that's coming. We fixed him. Okay. Sony QT says, supercomputer got a virus. You better get that Norton. By the way, Norton antivirus is, I think they might have snuck themselves as a virus in disguise. Man, I bought Norton antivirus, come with every computer, and then it crashes your computer when you don't buy it. That free trial go away, all of a sudden your computer just slow all the way down. Like, man, actually Norton antivirus is the virus. Maybe I just noticed. Stay tuned. If Kevin and Dylan are abysmal, do you think Kevin is going to be gone? Because at this point, it seemed like he's beating a dead horse and is killing his team. That's a good question. Do I think if Kevin and Dylan are abysmal, Kevin is gone? I think Kevin Stefanski is, I've heard from inside the locker room that he was going at people, calling out people in meetings. I said, what? Kevin Stefanski is berating people in meetings? Kevin Stefanski is feeling that energy because the thought process was, oh, Myles Garrett and Grant Delpit and all these other dudes, they doing some talking. If you ask me, I think they're playing for pride. I don't think they have any sort of confidence in Kevin Stefanski. So he's going to either have to instill some confidence with some wins, or he's going to have to, or at that point, despite what's going on, he's going to have to try to get guys to play hard. I think that Dylan Gabriel is this guy. He will be judged for Dylan Gabriel, and it will make it very difficult for him to go into a boardroom and say, this is what I want to do with another quarterback, because we've seen it with Baker, didn't work. We've seen it with Deshaun Watson, didn't work. We've seen it with Joe Flacco, didn't work. We've seen it right now with Dylan Gabriel, does not work. At some point, if you do want to have a quarterback, I don't know if I trust him with the evaluation of saying that quarterback is good or putting him in a position to win. So long story short, yeah, he's going to be judged for that. And if it don't get better and they don't play well, he will be gone. I've always said this too. I think I might do a blog about this in the off season, if it does come to that. And I think it will come to a decision where the season will go in a way where they're going to have to make a decision about Kevin Stefanski. And my thesis about it is I ain't never seen nobody build a house. You know, back in the day, that was the holy grail. Yeah, man. And you know, Tone over there, man, Tone doing good, man. Oh, for real, what he up to, man? Tone, man, listen. Building him a house, man, 3 acres. Building him up, ground up, flow up. Oh, for real? Yep, 5 bedrooms. 3 acres, man. 3 whole acres, man. He doing it big over there. Okay. I ain't never seen nobody build no house and take the old furniture with them from the old house. Ain't never happened. If I got enough money to build a house, that old furniture ain't gonna be nowhere near my spot. For what? I'm bringing all new furniture up in here. I got all new furniture. From the flow up, rugs, all. I'm gonna just leave the other stuff there. Tell the realtor, hey, y'all do whatever y'all want to. Leave the TVs on the wall, the fixings. I ain't even taking family photos. I get some new photos. No, sir, you got your wedding photo. We didn't care about that. I got a new house. My wife know I love her wedding photos. Who care about that? We'll take some new photos at Sears or something. She got the new iPhone 36. I'm cool. I get my own little picture. I don't see nobody that's taking no furniture with them. I say that to say this. You messing around. And you want a stadium in 29. You keep selling us on the stadium. He got advisors right now. I guarantee he got advisors right now telling them. You want to bring hope? You want to bring some sort of thought? Here's what you do. You keep Shedeur Sanders. If he plays well, Jimmy, he plays well, shows any glimpse. You go in 26. They said the quarterback's in 26. Here's what you do. He already has a ready-made fan base. If he shows anything this year, you play him. He already has the number 1 ranked jersey. You can be on TV all those games. You could sell out the stadium. Give him a whole year runway. Get him some receivers. And guess what? A new coach buys you 3 years. A new regime gives you 3. Because now they want to see what you do with them the year 1. Year 2, you're going to try to figure some stuff out. You get a whole new 3-year selling hope, optimism, and hopefully by the time you get into that stadium, you got a whole new different fan base. You don't think that's going to help you get a Super Bowl? And I don't even talk about on the field. I'm talking about when they go there. You think all those, see, he got a national fan base. I'm just like, this is a whole first for another day. He got a national fan base. You think they ain't traveling? They traveled to Carolina. The baby's from Carolina. He said, I mess. Somebody now, see, he got advisors right now. He said, do the smart thing, Jimmy. Let me tell you something. All that quarterback at 26 stuff, even if that quarterback, think about it from a business standpoint, even if that quarterback is good, he don't got the star power that this guy got on your roster now. He got the number 1 jersey today and ain't played a lick. He's leading Sports Center, ain't played a down. Can you imagine if he plays a whole year? That's what they're thinking about. I'm gonna just let y'all know. I'm just giving you. Don't take my word for it. I only have been right about a lot and a lot. Man, where we at? I lost my train of thought. I done lost my train of thought here. Viva Hernando! Very realistic scenario is a blowout loss to the Patriots, giving the Jets their first win with Dillon Gabriel looking Then that's when Shedeur gets his shot. Yeah, he could get blown out. This week, I'll tell you this. I will be impressed if Dillon Gabriel balls out against the Patriots. I will be impressed, and I will give him credit. I just don't see it. But I'll say that. Beautifully blessed. G, good morning. You have definitely given me my morning laugh. Thank you, beautifully blessed. That is what we aim to do, is to entertain. Chris W. says, Shedeur Sanders, Kevin Stefanski's Undertaker. Shedeur's first start is Armin. Woo! By the way, everyone knows this. Even Jason Lloyd knows it. When you put him in, there is no going back. Let me just tell you this. Why you think my patience level is like this? Because even I know it. You put him in, ain't no going back. It's the genie is out of the bottle. And you're going to see the biggest roar, uproar, not here, but everywhere. G. Bush, I'm hearing in the streets Stefanski is looking for another quarterback. If that's true, this regime won't be here next year. They got to go. Patrick Williams, don't worry about that. I mean, look all they want. I've told you all along. You can look all you want. It's not in his power anymore. If he had control over everything like he once did, Flacco would still be here, or Pickett, and they aren't. And then Zappy would be backup quarterback, but he isn't. And everybody wrote the article saying that he would be. Where do you think they got that from? They didn't just make it up. What? Then you delay for a week? I'll tell you. I'll let you know who's going to be the quarterback next 2 days. He can bring anybody he wants to. The owner has just already said he's going to play. The moves tell you he's going to play. Oh, by the way, he can't look for another quarterback. Let me just throw this out. People that I know have said, and this is good. I mean, go to the bank with this. Deshaun Watson is on the mend, and he will be on an active roster soon. And they can't keep him on a PUP list. So that's the quarterback that's coming back. He can look for a practice squad quarterback all he wants. There won't be another one on the roster. So Kirk Davis, he's been in college 6 years looking at film, practicing for an extra 7 or 8 months, and he's still missing open receivers. All the experience, really. This is why I never really argue with people, because your film work will tell you. I don't need to argue about supercomputers and this and that. I know that don't exist. I know everybody looked like a rookie. That's why when Shedeur Sanders got sacked a bunch of times, I said, okay, he's with a bad line and he's a rookie. He needs to stop running backwards. But this is what happens when you amp people up and give them these random mythical powers. And you're like, bro, come on. You couldn't have been. A lot of these dudes don't even watch college football. Let me just be honest with you. A lot of these dudes, I'm talking about people who work in the industry, don't even watch college football. So I'm not going to be bothered by your opinion on players. I'm like, all right, well, obviously you didn't watch them play. So what am I going to do? Argue with you for what? Digital Mafia, perfect weather too. It is going to be nice. Facts, G. Bush, like with the quarterback competition, why wasn't Hard Knocks top on the list for publicity? Because it would highlight the dysfunction in there. By the way, dog, the Browns have been on Hard Knocks, I think, twice in the last couple of years. So they're not on the list, and no team really wants to do Hard Knocks because it is kind of like invasive. But the reality is, most people, when they're reporting, like I said, they're not seeing practice anyway. It's kind of wild work, right? That people can make up things and don't really be the truth. I mean, it's just their opinion. I'll say this, not necessarily the truth. It's just their opinion. Sarita Allen, G. Bush, they make every excuse in the book to justify Dylan's performance. ESPN, Cleveland, the majority of these sports reporters downright ridiculous. Easy is just silly with sorry, not sorry. I mean, here's why. This is why, Sarita, what I like to do is I like to, when I come up with something I want to say, I like to put it together. I like to package it. For all those that haven't seen, go back and watch the packages earlier in the first hour and tell me where I'm wrong at. I didn't say it, they did. That's why we do what we do over here. You can have an opinion. Everybody can have one. But does it hit? Digital Mafia 34. Really smart defense. Tua looked great against the defense. Take what you will from that. They do compare him and Dylan Gabriel a lot. Miss Bell 70 says, Newsweek reported Browns brought 6 offensive players for workouts yesterday. Quarterback Seth Hannigan being one of them, an undrafted rookie. Run, Seth, run. Seth, like, I'm gonna get that practice squad bag. I'm cool. Nita, they don't care about football reasons why Dylan's not doing well. They just don't want to support Shedeur or his village to be right. There are people. Yes, this is what you get the point. It's not the football reasons. They don't care why he's playing. Actually, to be truthful, let me just let you in. There's not, them same people don't even really think Dylan Gabriel's good. As a matter of fact, they know he's not. But it's almost like everything in life, you got to pick a side. So they're picking that side. I think it's a weird place to die on, a weird hill to die on, but that's why I don't get into conversations or arguments back and forth, because eventually what'll happen is he'll play himself in a position or out of it. That's just usually the way it works. I can say whatever I want here. He has to throw the football. He has to complete passes. Nothing that I am saying has any bearing on whether or not he's going to be a franchise quarterback. Just like what I'm saying today has no bearing on whether Shedeur Sanders or Deshaun Watson or any other quarterback is going to be. He has to prove it. He has to do it. The work is in your hands. You have to do it. So when you get upset for me telling you this is what he's doing, it says more about you than it says about him. Because at least he's focused in just doing it. You want it to be a certain way, and you can't make it. Listen, as much as I would like Shedeur Sanders to be great in the NFL, I came to that conclusion because I saw what I saw in college, and I believe that it could translate to the league. But if he doesn't come out and do it, then what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to say? The problem we have here is people don't even want that opportunity to be given. That's what the fight is over. The fight isn't over if he's good or not. The fight is over given the opportunity to even prove that he's good. That's the crux of the argument. The goalpost moving, the grandstanding, the narratives. Look, it ain't about whether he can play or not. We are arguing that he deserves an opportunity to do it. But we got people, cut him. How you sit up here and say cut him, and you see the play that you got in front of you? But no, because it's not about actually seeing him play. You don't want that to happen. I'm just going to keep it above. You say what you want. Look, I'm showing you the examples. J-Mac too fresh. Salute G Bush, aka Big Circus. The supercomputer looks like it's short-circuited. Dylan, stay glitchy in the Matrix. He saw them cats. Them cats double backed on him. What did you see, Neo? Well, I just feel like it's deja vu. I saw a cat. Trinity. Usually. We got to get to the top floor. What's going on, Trinity? Usually when deja vu happens, it means that there's a change in the Matrix. See, I done watched that a couple times. Stay tuned. G. Bush, what happened if 12 goes out there and does what he know he is capable of doing? Well, then we have to somehow do mental gymnastics and say, here's what you'll see. Well, listen, to be fair, G, we all knew that he had the prerequisite skills. It was very obvious in college what he could do. It was just a question about his maturity and his readiness, and the Browns have done a great job of bringing him along slowly. I mean, how many times have we ruined guys, G? How many times have we ruined people going back to all the way back to Tim Couch? I mean, it's so crazy to see this, and I don't understand why people wouldn't be excited that the Browns have developed a quarterback and excited about what we have on our four. Oh, I can see why you guys don't like me. It's windy, wet, cold, too hot. Sun didn't come out on time, didn't lose the ball when sacked. Stop with the excuses. Dylan, go out and ball out or step aside. Nita, I like that one. All that. You got the opportunity, go play. You got the opportunity, go cook. You've been had the opportunity. Don't worry about me. Worry about throwing them footballs. Sarita Allen, is Jerry Jeudy dropping them balls into Shedeur getting the game? I'm asking for a friend. Hey, somebody gonna say that though. I think it's very weird how Jerry Jeudy's all of a sudden catching the football. All of a sudden, he decides that he wants to be a playmaker. Sometimes, you just got chemistry with somebody. Caught the ball from Jameis Winston well. I advocate him catching the ball from everyone. Yet to be seen if he would continue to do that. Keith Hill, thank you so much for becoming a member. We appreciate you. We try to offer shout out to everybody who appreciate the situation. We had Erlin, and we got a lot of outpouring from that conversation over on our members only stuff. If you want to become a member, what we do on our members only live, we try to bring in different people and give you different conversations from all different walks of life. This week we talked with Earl. He had a story about, losing his mom. He just recently lost his mother. He got into the industry because he lost his father unexpectedly. We go over our story and how he reached out to me and we met, sparked up a relationship, and we've been rocking and rolling ever since. But his story is amazing. A story about perseverance. We had Darren Smith on giving us a perspective from journalism. A lot of people say, what is journalism? Why these people be writing what they doing? So we had him on. People gave a great opportunity with that. We did a whole series. Quarterback in 26. I went for over 8 quarterbacks with Sean King. 8 specifically giving traits, breaking things down. So what we try to do, if you want to become a member, we got live members only live on Tuesday and Wednesdays, right? And we give you that information. You also get some different things with my family. I got a show called Top 5 with my brothers. We go over top 5 lists. What is the list? We got top 5 Thanksgiving foods is coming up. Also, we give you blogs about me and my wife and my family. So we give you a bunch of stuff over there. Hey, if you want to know if it's worth it, reach out to the people in confidence and say, hey, listen, is it worth it? Should I sign up for it? And it's month to month. If you don't want to do it, you don't find the benefit in it, or hey, you can just watch the Barbershop on Saturday. But we appreciate everybody that drops in over there, and we really have a good time. Want to give you a good value for what you guys pay for. So be more Samad. Did you see the clips of the opposing college coaches speaking on Shedeur's processing and control Sherman's offense? Yeah. I believe it was Texas Tech coach. He said he's the best quarterback in the draft. He talked about what he was able to do, and he talked about him balling at a high level. But by the way, there's coaches who do that. Go ask Drew Bledsoe. We played that on the Barbershop over Drew Bledsoe. Kurt Warner said, about his elite placement. These are quarterbacks. I mean, this is nothing new. But I got to take the anonymous. We got to take the anonymous sources, though. We got to make sure that we get the anonymous sources, right? Tell you he's not really good. And the Panthers game didn't count. We didn't see none of that placement against the Panthers in the league with no reps. We didn't see that. Stefanski is going all in his personal franchise pick quarterback, but I hope he gives Shedeur the same privilege when it's it's his turn. He can't sabotage Andrew Pick out of spite. Fair competition. Well, look, that's why we call them balls and strikes. I'm gonna remind people when they get spicy, because I've chilled and hung out, and when people was talking about Dylan, what I say? Let him play his self in or out of the position. But when it comes to when Shedeur, like my man said, like when Joe Hayden said, hey, we gonna figure it out. He better have the same opportunity. Meshach, we appreciate you for the super chat. Alicia Durkins, I thought the best players play. They had a big bias. Yeah. The best don't play. I learned that. I learned that when I was in high school. They always hide 2 or 3. It's 2 or 3 players that don't be deserving to play. They hide them. Especially if you got a good team. They're like, oh yeah, we can hide him. We're gonna put him in the game. You're like, how is he starting? How he playing? Emmanuel Johnson, thank you so much for the super chat. DG at times got more reps than Joe in camp. Facts. If he can't perform against the D that isn't good at the pass, that's your answer. I don't expect DG to be Brady, but the way they gassing, I expect flashes. They gassed it up, Emmanuel. He got more reps than Joe in camp. Let's be honest. He got the second most reps. He might have got the first most reps, because you remember, when you look at Kenny Pickett, he had a hamstring injury and he didn't even play in no preseason game. So after his hamstring injury, he was getting the lion's share of his reps. So it's not like he ain't been getting reps. He's been getting that since day one. He's always been higher on the depth chart than Shedeur. He's always got the reps. And part of me is like, okay, we drafted in the 3rd round. Cool. That's your man. All right, we'll prove it. That's all we saying. G. Bush, please break down the video of Mary Kay speaking of how 12 is not getting reps, but should be good because he's working out at a college outside of the Browns. Look, here's what's gonna happen. When time comes, and here's just this is, and I'm speaking specifically to people that support Shedeur Sanders and Shedeur Sanders himself. In this life, I've realized this. You're going to have to work twice as hard, twice as long, more diligent, have less opportunity, have less people pushing you, and ain't going to be nobody in your circle. You're going to be by yourself. It was what it is. And what you got to do is, when you get your opportunity, you better act like you got one chance, because it is true. You got one. You're not going to get no grace. You're not going to get no people say, oh, he's a rookie. They already told you that. You got sacked 5 times and they told you can't play. But Dillon Gabriel got sacked 6 in a regular game with the first team line, and nobody batted an eye. Nobody said nothing. You got sacked 5 times. He had 2 turnovers, but them turnovers was good. Them turnovers was You're not going to get that. So what you better do is you better overkill it. You better make it undeniable. You better make it to a point where can't nobody even speak on it. And the way sometimes God sets you up a little bit is, guess what? Guess what? You ain't going to speak on it. You know why? Because you can't. He's not even getting first team reps. That's what makes it miraculous. That's what makes it legendary. Because now you can't even take credit for it. You didn't give me no reps. I never got first team reps, and I'm doing this. Can you imagine what I would be doing if I actually got a chance to practice with regular people? But some people are going to try to tell you that this was all part of the game and they had a grand design. No, he's just the last dude, and they can't put he's just the last guy up. There's nothing to go after that. Hard to imagine being a coach looking at Dillon Gabriel's tape this year at Oregon, especially after the molly-whopping he got against Ohio State, and say, this is my guy. He throws on his tippy toes. You're correct. There are times he is literally trying to find a passing lane. Go watch Chase Daniels. Chase Daniels talks about him not being able to save receivers and throwing the ball blindly and almost having interceptions. You go check that out. Chase Daniels does a good job of breaking it down. Don't take my word for it. Skull 13, Stefanski's trying to sell oven-baked chicken as real barbecue to a pitmaster. Hey, first and foremost, man, if you ain't smoking no chicken, if you ain't, listen, I already know you ain't no pitmaster. Hey, bro, your smoke is you ain't got no clear smoke up at the top. Your smoke is real cloudy, bro. Real cloudy smoke, man. That's supposed to be a clear blue. How I know your meat gonna taste all good? Talk about that's that. That's the outside of Walmart chicken. The hot and ready $5 boys. The Browns organization is run by Sato machinists, feeding off of torching his fan base from top to bottom. Pam C, you crazy, bro. Chef to Smith, G. Bush, do you think Shedeur can win games in the current offense? Also, do you feel that the 2020 draft would be better suited aiming for a darting quarterback and a quarterback? That's for you all. Thank you for all the work you put in to give us the greatest content. Thank you so much. Let me ask you a question. First of all, I appreciate you pulling up on me and pulling up. I put it to you like this, man. It's 4,600 people in here right now, whether it's on YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram. Not Instagram, but Twitter. And you guys have done a great job of just showing love and continue to pull up on me. And I'll be talking for hours and hours and hours. You show love. But let me get to this. I do think Shedeur Sanders can win games with the current roster. And the reason I show breakdowns is because I want to show you where there's some plays to be made that you can win games with. The Browns won games against the Dolphins and they didn't even have a quarterback. They just ran Wildcat. They just said, listen, we're going to take the ball out of Dillon Gabriel's hands, let our defense play well, and we're going to get some things. Against the Pittsburgh Steelers, I give you 3 opportunities where there's touchdowns on the board. 2 touchdowns. 1 he didn't throw, 1 he overthrew. I gave you a situation with the Minnesota Vikings where they already are up in that football game. All you got to do is hit a simple bootleg and the game's iced. So there's multiple times where there's some things to be happening. Are they handcuffed a little bit because of the play calling and the scheme? Yes. But are there some plays to be made out there on the field? Yes. And if you do capitalize off those plays and you do have a little more aggressive attitude and mentality, you can get some chunk plays that help your team out. So in terms of the 2026 draft, look, I've already said, at this point, if the Cleveland Browns should have figured out this year what they had in Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders. The hope was to find somebody that you can invest time, energy into next year. You go get you a tackle, you go get your receiver, you actually give them reps. You actually let him throw to people and then see what he does. And then you could make an evaluation from there. So I would draft a tackle, 2 tackles, multiple receivers. I'd go out and get me some. That's what I would do. I would put the infrastructure together, and then guess what? If they ain't no good after a whole year, you know what you can do? Then you can sell yourself, because Lenora Sellers and Arch Manning are both going back to college. And then they'll be in 2027. And then after you've exhausted all of your opportunities and seeing Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders, if at that point you actually would have some ground to stand on to say, I think we just need to upgrade at quarterback. But you fast forwarding it, talking about I'm not going to see him play and get another quarterback is wild and ridiculous. It's crazy. Ms. Bell, it's a time and place for all things. Yes, you are. You are correct. Lionel Bush, the best way to keep the public from seeing that Shedeur Sanders is lights out better than Dylan Gabriel is to not give him reps. Oldest trick in the hidden coach manual. Hey, Lionel, my good sir, cuz you coached. Let me repeat that. The best way to keep the public from seeing that Shedeur Sanders is lights out better than Dylan Gabriel is to not give him reps. Because what happens is you don't get a direct correlation. There is no direct comparison. You noticed Shedeur didn't play against the Eagles, right? Lit it up against the Panthers, didn't play against the Eagles, and then played last against the Rams. And then was not allowed to finish the game because they took him out during the last drive. Oh, I was saving him. Oh, you were saving him from what? It's a preseason game. No reps. We don't listen. If you can't see it, how you know? We haven't seen Shedeur Sanders throw a football since August. Fire Stefanski, hire Schwartz. Let the offensive coordinator handle Shedeur's development. Do not trust Stefanski with Shedeur. Well, we're going to have to see it because I don't think they're going to fire Stefanski during the season. So he's either going to be a recipient of him playing well or he might go down with the ship. Jeremy at J. Lanning. Stefanski likes coaching more than winning. Gabriel is smug and throws tantrums. They don't want to give Sanders any first-team reps because of how it might make Gabriel feel. Now, listen, Jason wrote this. Jason Lloyd wrote it, and they saw this in the Athletic. He said it's not fair that that Dylan Gabriel has to look over his shoulder with Shedeur Sanders. I didn't know third-round picks get fair because you sure don't like fair for the fifth-round pick, but we talking fair for third? It's funny how fair works. Fair is such a subjective thing. Rudy Wright, Tony Grossi, which is close to the team, seems to think that it's a chance 12 gets traded by the deadline. Of course he does. Wishful thinking. What do you think about the convo, honestly? Well, Rudy, I think that is it's crazy because Tony Grossi also said, in every beat reporter, that Kenny Pickett was the guy until he never played it down like I told you he wouldn't. Then they said, oh, Joe Flacco gives us the best chance. And then they said Joe Flacco was washed. And then they traded him too, and he threw for 500 yards against the team you just lost to. They also told us that Dylan Gabriel was a supercomputer. We showed you the film work. We didn't see any IBMs on that field. Now he's saying, well, don't expect Shedeur to be the backup. Bailey Zappi, they like him too. Until we told you Bailey Zappi was already on this team, already throwing pick sixes last year. Then they said he's going to be the backup, and then it turned out he wasn't. So now it's a possibility of a trade. But I thought you said, Tony, that nobody wants him. You said multiple times to Tony Rizzo that I don't think anybody wants Shedeur. So now all of a sudden, there's some moving and backroom. Why would you trade Joe Flacco and then trade Shedeur Sanders too without seeing him play? I don't think that makes any sense. Also, the owner said both him and Dillon Gabriel would play. Dillon is playing currently. I think that I'll have to take his word and say that Shedeur will play soon. I think it's just convenient. It's a little convenient for me. I could be wrong. Just me. Is that Miaxbley? Mobley? I appreciate it. I'm sorry if I'm destroying your screen name. I think it might be Mobley. If it was EAU. But there ain't no U in there. But I appreciate the super chat, though. Barry wanted Sanders from day one. Stefanski didn't want to hear the Dion should be the coach noise, so he shut it down and plays up Gabriel. The organization Fork used the coach, but Barry staked his career on Sanders. By the way, I think a lot of people also say that when you ask about who's who and what's what, I think a lot of people like to tell you that it was Andrew Barry. It was Andrew Barry that drafted, that moved for Deshaun Watson. And they talked about him getting fired for that. But now he got a draft class. And now Shedeur Sanders hits. Who has the power? Sarita Allen. His daddy Prime said he has been reading and reviewing defenses since he was 8 years old. His daddy is one of the best defensive players in football. You really think he didn't teach you this? But you do know, Sarita, that they've gone to a point to try to I don't understand how you. I don't get how you try to, discredit Coach Prime. You can't. I don't even think certain people should be able to talk about it on a football. Coach, listen, don't get it twisted. He's one of the greatest football players of all time. Of all time. It's not debatable. And for people that are trying to act like he don't know and he ain't taught, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And they won't say it to his face. What are you going to say? Youngtown's king. Norton's trash. That Norton antivirus, boy. Don't you put that on there. Kevin G needs to go. Bidama D, thank you so much. I appreciate the super chat. We're going to see what he's going to do this week. Kirk Davis, DG is Krillin, Super Saiyan, Goku. By the way, I don't like the fact there is a great blog that says why Krillin is much more powerful than you think. Like Krillin compared to a regular human is a monster. Like Krillin versus like Predator or Alien or I don't know. You pick Jason. Krillin is a monster. That Destructo disc, OP. OP. Matt Perry Thomas. Shedeur is going to run the show next year. Everything is planned for him and put into place this year. They will be drafting wide receivers and offensive lines, members only. I appreciate you. Appreciate Matt Perry Thomas being one of our solid members. We appreciate him and his contributions, but I agree. All they got to do is show a little something. Winter is coming, and nobody can stop it. Barry Hickerson. Winter coming. Y'all could do all that Game of Thrones and you want. When the White Walkers show up, it's going to be a problem. Ain't no going back. You better get your dragons ready. All of them. All your Valyrian steel, you better get it ready. Lawrence, RBE. To me, it's becoming clear AB will have the decision to make Coach Bozo or 12. I am convinced this isn't equipped to coach, or that he isn't equipped to coach 12. I think he has a certain demeanor as a play caller, and I've talked to play callers all the multiple. The great play callers, you know what they do? They adapt to whoever it's at. It ain't about turning the football over or keeping the ball safe, all that good stuff. You adapt to the plays and the skills of what people are talking about, and he needs to do that. I don't know if he's willing to concede, but I think that's where it's going to be his downfall. P. Rossi, G, I'm not worried about what the coach or GM is doing because from the beginning, I've said whether 12 gets in the game, all this nonsense will be proven to be just that. Can't stop the inevitable. And that's the great thing about football, P. Rossi. You can't stop it. When you get in the game, it is what it is. All that conversation and talk, that goes to the wayside. Yoshi Doshi, 1917, Leon Trotsky overthrew the Tsar, Vladimir Lenin. Trotsky with Lenin's chosen successor. Stalinism came because Stalin usurped Trotsky. What can division do? Who may be uprising? Who from the Browns? Listen, he just gave you, listen, he just basically, he gave you the story. The only thing he missed was Rasputin. He gave you the Russian history. But you are correct. Revolution always takes place, and your chosen successor does not always mean he rises to power. Joffrey. What we're looking at here is, I think Andrew Berry is making his move. He's like, I got Quinshawn Judkins. I got Carson Schlesinger. Don't let me find out that I got a quarterback in this draft too. The coach just wouldn't play him. That's gonna hurt. Levitt 6. It seems to me that that the bad they say about 12 is really the truth about Dylan Gabriel, and the good they say about Dylan is really the truth about 12. Ain't that funny how the things can be flipped around? So it's funny about how play sometimes changes the way you think about things. DG looking like the lights too bright. Jared Allen. Yoshi Doshi, nothing but love. Feature Earl. Always overcome big man. I appreciate you. Earl, appreciate it too. Mike Fitzpatrick, just a fan. I'm just a fan. We all a fan. 12 already. J Mac Fresh, Too Fresh says 12 already said he has the cheat code to the offense. The offense is pretty much the same thing he ran under Shermer at Colorado. Stefanski was taught by Shermer. He threw for 4,000 plus. G, as I said on UCSS, a pain the savage. It's almost time for the walking dead defibrillator. Excuse me, for the walking defibrillator. When a dead team feels it has life, everyone on the team will suddenly play better. I've heard from multiple people inside that locker room, and I told you I'm talking high-ranking players, not no regular ones, not no third-team receivers. I'm talking about ball players, and they make a lot of money. People been waiting to see Shedeur Sanders play since camp. Now, you can refute it. But I was the one. Why do you think I was really kind of like, all right, make Bailey Zappi the backup then. Go ahead, see what happened. Why everybody all had their articles out talking about why Zappi was it? What did I say? Go ahead. You bad. Make him the backup. Guess that didn't work out. He's not the backup. So all you need to know about the people in the locker room, like being like, nah, we're not playing that. After we didn't see Flacco go for actually, we need to be talking about replacing you. How you got any rank? People started to wake up and realize my contract here is I'm going to outlast you. You better be lucky we out here still playing hard. Bailey's happy. Lawrence RBE, thank you so much for the super chat. We don't see footage of 12 at the high schools practicing. You don't think that the ones are not there? When 12 was at Colorado, he was always having practice outside. See, he's kind of savvy. I'll give it to him. That's what happens when you got your own media company. See, propaganda works in both ways, don't it? Hey man, they ain't even giving me no reps. I gotta go. I gotta go find my own reps outside. It's powerful, ain't it? See, Sean King said he needs to be doing the reps inside the building. I said, Sean, what Sean didn't understand is sometimes you got to fight on two fronts. There's the real life, and then there's the propaganda. You see, inside the facility, Shedeur Sanders has made the calculus that Kevin Stefanski isn't the only decision maker. He's seen him practice all the way. He's seen him practice. He's been there before, after practice, all the time. He still wasn't getting reps. So sometimes you got to fight in a different way. You can't really fight in the media because they be trying to bait you. So you can't do that. But you know what you can do, though? You can use the same propaganda they use. Look at me out here working hard, throwing the ball at a high school with high school kids. I'm just keeping my head down. I can't get a fair shot in the building. I'm going to work hard there, and I'm going to work hard on my own, too. In the rain, at high schools and colleges. And you know who's susceptible to that? Might not hit the same for quarterback coach or the Kevin Stefanski. But that sure hits with the owner. The owner actually watches SportsCenter. The owner actually is on Twitter looking at people say. The owner in the marketing department is actually looking at all that stuff. And he's like, wow, look at this guy. He's outside throwing. Wow, Shedeur, this guy is. You see, sometimes you got to fight a different way. See, I hear what everybody say. This is why it's gems. Jules, Ashlyn Jones, did you notice he never say Shedeur Sanders by name? He actually does not come out and say, hey man, I'm excited about Shedeur. Shedeur, listen, he's done some great things. His college tape speaks for itself. We got two young quarterbacks that we like, Dylan and Shedeur. Both are going to get an opportunity. Both have shown us some great things while we drafted them, and I'm looking forward to it. He didn't even say nothing like that, and I just came up with that. That was regular. He didn't say nothing like that. Human nature is funny. Miss Bell, took my fam to Colorado homecoming from Minnesota, from Shedeur last year at Colorado. We will be in Cleveland or wherever he starts. Oh, there's somebody knocking on the door. Hey, you see that? Lord of the Drip. These beat reporters are all suspect. Like 3 of them went to college at Oregon, including Mary Kay. I didn't know she went to Oregon. I didn't know that. And I know Mary Kay for a long time. But let me tell you something. She did say this though. I got my ear to the streets. She did say this though. I didn't say it. She said it. How could Dylan Gabriel keep his job? He must open up the Browns passing game, especially with fellow rookie Sanders ready for his turn. Ready? I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Shout out to the Dipset. I'm ready. What a great. She said it. I didn't. Now she said he wasn't ready, but now all of a sudden he's ready. So he must be. I'm just joking. Wonderful World of Kirby. They already had the audacity to say Travis won the Heisman without Colorado's help. I can imagine the narratives where Shedeur gets his turn. Oh, it's coming. Oh, be ready. Be prepared. Stay tuned. Since when did Kevin have the pedigree and resume to properly evaluate? I don't know. You tell me. Raspy got to goat the roof and boink Nick's lady. This is crazy. Yoshi Doshi, you need to be an English teacher. You need to be a history buff. If you know, you know. It's been a long show. We usually do 2 hours, but here's what I do. When you send a super chat, I spend my time, energy, and effort in giving you what you paid for. And I want to make sure that I read your comment, and I want to make sure I give some thoughtful insight. So I appreciate all those who stuck around. I appreciate those who sent super chats, and I appreciate every single person who pulled up for the barbershop. We do now have condensed versions. So shout out to my team. We have the condensed versions that drop. So we will drop these for individuals so they can get the good pieces. But this is what we do. We want to have a conversation, and we put that time, energy, and effort into trying to give an entertaining show. So we hope you appreciate it. Coming up tomorrow, it's going to be one of them. Pull up. UCSS. Make sure me, Earl, McNuggets, right after the Patriots game. Then you right back over here for the barbershop. So we right back at it tomorrow. It is a pivotal game. I need everybody to pull up, ready to go with their coffee or ready, because we're going to break that thing down. I'm telling you, it's going to be different. People are going to be calling for some stuff. They're going to be calling for some stuff if and when they don't play well. I already said it. If they do play well, I will give them credit for them, because I don't have a good feeling about this game. And you hold me to that, right? That being said, you never know when you might show up, radio, television, internet. But if you want the fresh cut, you want that real, and you want the receipts, the barbershop is the place to get them. You have a great rest of your weekend. Enjoy college football. Meet me back here, same place, same time, right here on the barbershop.